The young master of the Yi family has the ability to choose who hears his inner thoughts. The person designated will be able to hear his heart's voice. But I, on the other hand, have the power to edit the inner thoughts of others. The real Yi family young master had just stepped through the door. He immediately broadcasted his inner thoughts to the entire family. I am so incredibly nervous. Why is everyone so quiet? Is it because they don't like me? But after I finished editing it, it became what he was actually thinking in his heart. What a bunch of idiots. Later, put on an act to frame that imposter. Take back all the love and affection for myself. Mother heard these words. Her hand, which was about to reach out and hold him, stopped dead in midair in an instant. Right after that, the Yi young master started acting all pitiful. I've suffered so much bitterness all these years on my own. The days were incredibly hard. But as long as I thought of you all, I wasn't afraid of anything. I am finally home today. I am just so happy. You want to use your inner thoughts to play the victim and gain sympathy? Well, you'll have to see if I agree to that first. I immediately edited his thoughts to say, it's all that bastard Yi Fan's fault. If he hadn't stolen my identity, why would I have ended up as an orphan? He's just an imposter who took everything from me, and he thinks he can compete with me? Hearing these edited thoughts, everyone in the Yi family couldn't help but frown. Fourth sister Yi Yao leaned in close to eldest sister Yi Qing. She whispered, how could this Yi Hao have such thoughts? It wasn't our little brother's fault that they were switched at birth. It's strange. Why isn't our little brother reacting at all? Can he not hear it? Second sister Yi Xiaoxue also leaned in. She looked very worried. Our little brother is so innocent and kind. I am really worried this Yi Hao will hurt him now that he's back. Eldest sister Yi Qing stared at Yi Hao. She turned and instructed, oh, that's right. Remember to message our third sister in the group chat. This new brother is no simpleton. Mother felt pity for Yi Hao's hardships away from home, but she still didn't want any distance between the two brothers. After all, they were both her sons. So she took my hand and Yi Hao's and placed them one on top of the other. You two brothers are both the treasures mother loves most. You must live together in harmony from now on. Do you understand? I obediently took Yi Hao's hand. Don't worry, mother. I've always longed for an older brother. Knowing I have a brother today, I am more than happy. I'll definitely get along well with him. At this moment, Yi Hao was asking the system in his mind, what's wrong with this family? Is the inner voice I am sending them not working? They know how much I've suffered all these years. Shouldn't they be feeling sorry for me? Shouldn't they be doting on me? The mechanical voice of the system rang in his head. Host, it seems this family doesn't care about you at all. You are clearly the biological son, but they seem to prefer that fake young master. Every word was meant to drive a wedge between them. Yi Hao replied with disdain. What's the rush? This is only the first day. Of course, I can't compare yet to the one they've pampered for years. But with your help, what do I have to fear? Just wait and see. Poor Yi Hao was still being blinded. The secret plot between him and the system reached my ears without missing a single word. Mother patted Yi Hao's head. Father, and I don't know your tastes yet. There are 10 million yuan on this card. Buy whatever you like. If it's not enough, just tell us. Your third sister is filming elsewhere and couldn't make it, but I've already messaged her. She'll come visit you as soon as she finishes filming. Yi Hao's eyes lit up. Thank you, father. Mother, this is the first time I've ever had this much money. This is more than enough. Really? His gaze shifted toward me. I walked up with the carefully prepared gift. It's my turn now, brother. Open it and see if you like it. I spent a lot of time picking this out. All my pocket money went into this. I intentionally tilted my head. A hint of small-scale pride showed on my face. Yi Hao snorted inwardly, so good at faking it. He'll have the system swap it for a fake, without anyone ever noticing. Let's see if you can still be so smug in a moment. He pretended to be moved to tears with gratitude. He reached out to take it. As long as it's a gift from my brother, he'll love it no matter what. Thank you so much, Yi Fan. Then he immediately commanded the system in his head. Do it. Swap the jewelry inside for a fake of the same design. He slowly opened the box. Joy spread across his face, as if he could already see me being misunderstood by everyone, and being unable to defend myself. Looking pitiful, the box was opened. Inside was a fake piece made of crude materials, where no one was looking. Yi Hao's lips curled into a malicious, smug grin. He lifted up the fake jewelry. In his heart, he started shouting, take a good look. This is the welcoming gift my brother Yi Fan gave me. The evidence is clear. Let's see what excuses you have left to protect him. Yi Fan, you're dead meat this time. The box was wide open. Everyone saw the fake ring, devoid of any luster. Everyone was stunned. Yi Hao immediately started overacting like a stage player. Tears welled up. Instantly, his voice choked with grievance. How can this be, brother? Did you take the wrong one? Why would you give me a fake piece of jewelry? Father's brows knit tightly together. He looked at me with a gaze full of confusion. Yi Fan, what exactly is going on here? I laughed secretly to myself. This acting skill is top-notch. Isn't it just playing the victim to earn trust? Who doesn't know how to play the manipulative role like this? My face turned pale instantly. I looked at the fake with a look of pure disbelief. I hurriedly protested. That's impossible. This absolutely cannot be right. This is clearly the gift, mother. And I went to buy together. The rims of my eyes turned red immediately. My voice choked as if I were about to cry. How could that happen? This ring cost tens of millions of yuan. How could it be a fake? And because this ring was so beautiful, I even dragged mother to admire it with me for a long time before we left. It was clearly real then. I had absolutely no time to swap it out. Mother also looked at it in utter disbelief. She remembered very clearly, just a moment ago in the car, when she and I looked at the ring, it absolutely didn't look like this. Yi Hao was stunned on the spot. He didn't expect that ID brought Mother along to choose the ring. Furthermore, Wed already opened it to check before meeting. It seems there's no way this time to pin the blame on me, but he was still laughing smugly inside. Eldest sister Yi Qing looked at me. Her eyes were filled with trust. Don't worry, Yi Fan. We all believe you wouldn't do such a thing. Having said that, she shot a cold glance at Yi Hao. Yi Hao immediately burst into sorrowful sobs. Eldest sister, how could you not believe me? This ring really is a fake. I only just got it in my hands. I've had absolutely no chance to do anything. Is it because my brother doesn't welcome me home? At the same time, his inner thoughts broadcasted out. The ring was like this as soon as it was opened. I didn't do a thing. Why won't they suspect that brother of mine? Is Yi Fan the only one in your hearts? Am I an outsider after all? As for me, standing under the bright lights, I saw a small spark of light flicker. I casually edited his inner thoughts too. It looks like framing Yi Fan this time has failed completely. Even though I didn't succeed in ruining him, who would have thought I had a system that could swap gifts for fakes in a blink? What a shame. When everyone heard these absurd thoughts, they acted normal on the outside, but inside, a violent storm was brewing. The Yi family didn't pity him at all like Yi Hao expected. They didn't comfort him either. Instead, Mother spoke with a firm voice. Yi Fan would never do such a thing. How? The whole family welcomes you home. Father's expression even turned frighteningly dark. He hated nothing more than family members fighting amongst themselves. How? No matter what you went through in the past, you shouldn't slander your brother like this. Yi Hao was completely dumbfounded. He didn't expect the drama he meticulously staged to not only fail to harm me, but to leave him in such an awkward position. He just couldn't understand. Why was the family so indifferent to his inner voice? While protecting me with everything they had, even if I hadn't swapped the gift, he was still the innocent one. Wasn't he? He was just expressing reasonable doubt earlier. He didn't say anything too harsh, and since the very first meeting, hadn't his inner thoughts always been so pitiful and sensible? I breathed a secret sigh of relief. Fortunately, I have the power to edit inner thoughts, so everyone could know that this gift was actually swapped by that thing, called the system under Yi Hao's orders. Otherwise, no matter how much they trusted me, explaining this gift situation would have been very difficult. After a few more times like this, doubt would surely have taken root in their hearts. After the storm of the gift-giving incident, the atmosphere in the house became a bit delicate. Mother tried to lift the mood by taking Yi Hao to his newly cleaned room. This room was the largest in the house, and it also had the best natural light. The family originally wanted me to stay there, but I insisted on giving it to father and mother. We kept passing it back and forth, so it had remained empty. Mother spoke gently to Yi Hao. How, go ahead and unpack. Come down for dinner at 7. Okay? With that, she softly closed the door, giving him some private space. In the evening, looking at the table full of my favorite dishes, I enthusiastically pulled Yi Hao over and had him sit right next to me. Yi Hao bit his chopsticks while observing the table. When Mother thoughtfully served him some food, the inner voice everyone heard was, "Thank you, Mother. This is the best meal I've ever had in my life." Father let out a sigh. You really have suffered out there in the past. From now on, just tell Aunt Wang whatever you want to eat. Second sister, Yi Zhaoshu, saw me bowing my head and thought. She thought I was unhappy about what happened earlier, so she quickly served me some food. Dear little brother, what are you daydreaming about? These are all your favorites. Hurry up and eat. It's been a busy day. You must be exhausted. Seeing all the sisters competing to serve me food, Yi Hao could no longer suppress the envy in his heart. He immediately ordered the system, activate thought transmission. Is it that you sisters don't like me? I am also your brother. Why does everyone only care about Yi Fan? Why is no one serving me any food? I almost rolled my eyes in disdain. I casually edited his thoughts too. This food isn't even that good. Why give him so much? Is he a pig? How could he possibly eat all that? Hearing this sudden burst of inner thoughts, the dinner table suddenly went dead silent. Everyone looked at Yi Hao, whose eyes were red. He kept his head down in silence, not saying a word. Although the parents didn't agree with his hostility, they still felt a bit moved by his aggrieved appearance. Mother shot a glare at the sisters. She picked up a piece of asparagus and hesitated between my bowl and Yi Hao's for a few seconds. In the end, she placed it in his bowl. How? Eat up. Just tell Aunt Wang what you'd like to eat from now on. She can make anything. Oh, by the way, how? Father, and I plan to hold a homecoming party for you late next month. Well, officially introduce you to everyone then. Father wiped his mouth. He looked toward Yi Hao. What do you think? Yes, of course. That would be great. Yi Hao's voice trembled with excitement. He couldn't wait for the whole world to know that he was the true young master of the Yi family. I've never been to a party before, being the guest of honor this time. He'll have to rely on everyone's help. Don't you worry. We'll arrange everything perfectly. You just need to look your best when the time comes. The first family reunion dinner ended in such an awkward atmosphere. Everyone's heart was heavy with their own thoughts. After the meal, eldest sister Yi Qing quietly called the younger sisters into her room. She was still pondering what that system thing actually was. She wanted to discuss a plan with her sisters, afraid the system might do something to harm me, while I wouldn't know how to handle it. Father walked with steady steps upstairs. ready to go to his study to continue with company documents. Mother held my hand in one of hers, and Yi Hao's wrist in the other, leading us to her dressing room, wanting to clear the awkward tension caused by the gift incident before dinner. On one side was her long-pampered son. On the other, her biological son who had suffered for years. She wanted us to get along more than anyone else. These are precious jewelry sets I've collected over the years. Each piece is incredibly valuable. As the lights in the dressing room flicked on, the entire wall of jewelry seemed to come alive. The jade shimmered with every movement. The gemstones were dazzling. The diamonds radiated an enchanting glow. Yi Hao looked down at his faded pant cuffs, worn from many washings. His fingernails dug deep into his palms. Pick whatever you like. Don't be shy. Mother's voice was as sweet as honey. I stood on my tiptoes, pointing at a pair of sapphire cufflinks in the display. Mother, these look just like the ones high society people wear in movies. Yi Hao suddenly spoke up. I want those. The smile on my face froze instantly. I couldn't help but curse inwardly. What the hell? He wants to compete with me again? Yi Hao suddenly let out a laugh. Mother, I was just joking with my brother, seeing how much he likes them. I'd actually prefer this one, he said, pointing to an agate bracelet. He reminded himself in secret. Don't be hasty. Must be patient. I absolutely cannot ruin my image of being weak and sensible. Think 7 times before speaking. The two brothers went back and forth, talking and laughing as we continued to tour Mother's treasure trove. Seeing the relationship between us soften, Mother finally let out a sigh of relief. Late at night, Yi Hao was in his unfamiliar bedroom, reviewing the day's events with the system. Suddenly, there was the sound of footsteps outside the door. Then my voice rang out through the wall. Brother, get some good rest. If you need anything, just let me know. He grabbed a pillow and hurled it at the wall. His face was contorted. Who knows what kind of scheme he was cooking up now? As for me, leaning against the wall, listening to Yi Hao's inner thoughts, I looked at the golden pattern flickering on my wrist, smiling secretly to myself. Welcome home, my dear brother. Morning sunlight streamed through the curtains into the living room. I let out a long stretch. It felt like forever since I'd woken up this early. Luckily, today is Friday. I'll have the day off tomorrow. I looked at Yi Hao, who was packing his bag nearby. I gave him a thoughtful smile. I asked in a soft voice, Brother, are you finished packing? We're about to leave for school. How? Today is your first day at the new school. Are you sure you don't need us to go with you? Mother looked at Yi Hao with concern. Yi Hao smiled to reassure her. Don't worry, Mother. My brother is here with me. He wouldn't just stand by and watch me get bullied. Right? Go ahead and get in the car. I am going upstairs to give something to our fourth sister. I watched Yi Hao's retreating back. A cold smile played on my lips. Those phone messages in my past life that I had absolutely no knowledge of. Looking back, the system must have played a part in that. At that time, I didn't know the system existed because the evidence was so clear. The family spoke harshly to me for the first time. But this time, I will absolutely not let Yi Hao's scheme succeed again. A little while later, the two of us got in the car together and headed to school. Yi Hao seemed a bit absent-minded the whole way there. It seemed like he was planning something big. I pretended not to notice, closing my eyes to rest, while listening in on Yi Hao and the system's plan, and on the other hand, thinking of my counter-strategy. The car pulled up neatly in front of the school gate. Yi Hao looked at the majestic school gate, and the rows of various supercars parked there. Conflicting emotions rose within him. He never thought he'd one day set foot in an elite school that seemed straight out of a novel. We've arrived. Facing the curious gazes of the students around us, I enthusiastically led Yi Hao around to get him familiar with the campus. After finishing the tour, I brought him into the classroom and introduced my new transfer brother to my friends. Yi Hao took the cue to introduce himself, but he acted incredibly weak. His voice was stuttering. He looked as if he'd just been bullied. Everyone was a bit speechless. They didn't even bother to pay attention to him and turned back to keep chatting lively with me. When break time came, Yi Hao sat quietly by himself, watching the students around him chatting in small groups. He felt clearly that he was a complete outsider here, not welcomed at all. Keep it down. Don't let him hear. Yi Hao heard those deliberately hushed whispers. He bit his lip hard. He knew perfectly well those people were talking about him. Not until the bell for class rang did he quietly take his notebook, filled with malicious arrows pointed at my back, and stuffed it deep into the back of his desk drawer. Ring, ring, ring. The final bell had just rung. I was already sitting calmly at my desk, waiting for my brother Yi Hao to come find me. Yi Hao walked up to me. Little brother, you go on ahead home. I have a few things to take care of. I need to stay in class for a bit longer. I'll head home on my own a little later. Just as expected, the bell had barely rung, and he couldn't wait to carry out his plan. All right, finish up quickly then, so you can get home early. Otherwise, everyone at home will worry about you. I packed my bag and stood up. Then I casually turned and walked toward the door, ready to head home first. Inside the classroom, Yi Hao waited until everyone else had left, before sneaking into the restroom, secretly using a social media account the system created for me. To start messaging, he used group. He imitated my tone, telling he used group to lock themselves in the classroom shortly. He even had the system clone my voice and send a voice recording specifically designed to slander himself. Following the system's operation, the chat interface slowly faded away. A smug smile played across his lips. Now that I have a recording of you saying this yourself, let's see how you're going to talk your way out of it this time. Yi Hao returned to the classroom exactly as planned, quietly waiting for his trap to take effect. As for me, I leisurely took a car home. I saw my fourth sister, Yi Yao, engrossed in a game in the living room. Fourth Nuna. So, what rank did you help me reach? Yi Yao shook the black phone in her hand. Don't worry. Since you gave me the phone this morning, I've been grinding ranks for you. I carried the team hard in every match. Yi Fan, where is your older brother? Didn't he come home with you? Mother, sitting nearby, looked up toward the door. Him? He said he had some things to do, so he told me to go home first, I said as I walked upstairs. Fourth Nuna. I am going upstairs to change clothes. After you finish this match, please text him for me. Ask him how much longer until he gets back. I am attacking the main base now. Almost done. Yi Yao replied softly, accompanied by the sound of victory. Yi Yao finished the match, planning to send a message to Yi Hao. Suddenly, she saw a message pop up on the screen. Yi Fan, I locked the classroom door for you. Guaranteed your brother can't get out. Yi Yao frowned and opened the chat history a look. She froze after seeing it. She gripped the phone tightly, her brows furrowed deeply. The phone had been in her hands all day today. Based on the time in the chat history, it was exactly when she was playing the game. So who on earth sent these messages? Yi Yao's heart was full of doubt. Looking at this chat content, clearly, someone wants to frame Yi Fan. Luckily, the youngest gave me his phone this morning. Otherwise, he would be trapped with no way to explain. He's usually so sociable with everyone. He's never picked a fight with anyone. No, that's not right. There's still Yi Hao. Yi Hao's inner thoughts from yesterday were full of malice toward the youngest. Yi Yao began to feel suspicious. After thinking for a while, only Yi Hao is the most suspicious. Could it be that he directed this whole thing himself? No wonder he told the youngest to go home first. This scheme is truly too devious. The tactics are also too cruel. I finished changing and went downstairs. I saw my fourth Nuna staring blankly at the phone. It seems she has realized something. Fourth Nuna. What did my brother say? Is he back yet? Yi Yao handed the phone to me. Listen, little brother, you need to see this. I took the phone and saw the messages exactly as in my previous life. I sneered inwardly, but I began my act. Fourth Nuna, my phone was with you all day today. How much do you actually hate my brother? Why did you impersonate me? And told he used group to lock him up? You're so cruel. What is this, Yaoer? Mother, sitting nearby, exclaimed in shock. She stepped forward, about to pinch Yi Yao's ear. I hurriedly pulled my fourth Nuna away. We have to go save my brother right now. It wasn't me. It really wasn't me. I didn't do that at all, even if I don't like him. But regardless, he is still my biological brother. How could I possibly hurt him? Yi Yao immediately protested loudly. In the car on the way to school, Yi Yao tried to explain to father. She played the voice messages in the chat history. She heard her own voice in them. Only then did I pretend to believe her. When I led my fourth Nuna to the spot, Yi Hao was locked inside the classroom. He was shouting for help. His voice was trembling. He was clearly terrified. Yi Yao looked at the worried face of her youngest brother. Her heart ached for him. She also felt suspicious of the cries for help from the classroom. She stepped forward and kicked the door open. As soon as the door opened, Yi Hao rushed out. His face was pale. He looked like someone who had just survived a nightmare. Little brother, why did you treat me like this? What on earth did I do wrong? It wasn't me. I really didn't do it. I don't even know how this happened. I went straight home after school, my eyes filled with tears. I spoke in a grievance-filled voice. Yi Yao frowned. She rubbed my head to comfort me. She stared at Yi Hao. Her gaze became increasingly suspicious. Yi Hao, don't get too worked up. Let's talk after we get home. As soon as we arrived, the whole family was waiting in front of the villa. Mother looked at Yi Hao with deep concern. Yi Hao, are you all right? Are you hurt anywhere? My son. Yi Hao threw himself into his mother's arms. Tears streamed down as he wailed and complained. I heard everything. The person locking the door was sending voice messages to Yi Fan. They were definitely messaging each other. He called out Yi Fan's name. He even heard Yi Fan's voice. Yi Yao frowned at him. But Yi Fan's phone was in my hands today. He gave me the phone early this morning. He asked me to grind his game rank. He didn't have a single chance to touch his phone. It was clear to mother as well. That's right. Now, Yi Hao, today, your fourth sister had the phone. She was also the one who saw those messages first, and then she went with Yi Fan to the school to bring you back. You've really wrongly accused Yi Fan. Yi Fan didn't do this. Yi Hao froze for a moment, then he hurriedly tried to explain. I clearly heard his voice. He must have used a different phone to send messages. Older brother, I really didn't do it. At this point, I told my fourth Nuna to take out the phone and open the social media app. Look everyone, this account has never been logged out once. How could I possibly use another phone to send messages? I explained with an innocent expression. Then, the eldest sister, Yi Qing, spoke coldly. Exactly. If logged in from another device, the account on this phone would have been automatically logged out. Yi Hao stared at the phone. His face instantly turned pale as a ghost. He didn't expect that I had arranged everything so thoroughly beforehand. That's not right. There's no way Yi Fan could have known his plan in advance. Could Yi Fan's luck really be this terrifying? He tried to stay calm and continued to make excuses. He must have framed me on purpose. He hates me. He just wants to make me suffer. Father's face darkened significantly. What he hates most is seeing siblings in the family fighting and framing each other. How? You must have evidence for what you say. Don't just baselessly accuse Yi Fan. You haven't been home for very long, and there haven't been any major conflicts with Yi Fan. He has always welcomed you. How could he possibly want to hurt you? Yi Hao was momentarily speechless. He didn't know how to respond. Because of the previous gift incident, everyone looked at him with eyes full of suspicion. I pretended to look extremely aggrieved. Brother, I really don't understand why you're saying such things. You are my brother. After all, I've never even thought of treating you badly. You're not my brother. You're just a... Just as he was about to continue, Father immediately interrupted him. How? Father let out a weary sigh. Then he turned to Yi Hao. I hope you can calm down and think things over carefully. From now on, stop targeting your brother. He really cares for you. Yi Hao bit his lip tightly. A spark of hatred flashed in his eyes. On what basis? I clearly arranged everything perfectly. Even Yi Fan's messaging app was something the system could interfere with. It could even mimic his voice. And yet, it still failed miserably against his freakish luck. The more he thought about it, the more resentful he felt. Seeing this, the system hurriedly spoke to comfort Yi Hao. It's okay if it didn't succeed this time. We still have many more opportunities. That's right. It doesn't matter if I failed this time. I still have a third time, even more times. Success is bound to happen eventually. As long as someone believes, as long as people no longer have a good impression of him, then everything will be much easier in the future. Even if I couldn't frame Yi Fan this time, I can take this opportunity to put on an act. I must play the part of the pitiful victim. After all, from the outside, this appears to have nothing to do with me. On the contrary, I've become the victim. But for now, I shouldn't provoke Yi Fan directly. Otherwise, the harm will outweigh the benefits. I must pretend to be even more pitiful and well-behaved, so that everyone feels sorry for me. System, get ready. Begin broadcasting the inner thoughts. Just say I wrongly accused my little brother. But who on earth did such a thing? It's just too cruel to dare lock me in a classroom. I screamed until my voice went hoarse and no one even bothered to look. I still vividly remember that feeling of fear and despair. I listened to the dialogue between Yi Hao and his system. With a slight flick of my finger, I edited his thoughts too. On what basis? I clearly planned everything in advance. The system could even interfere with his chat app. It even mimicked his voice perfectly. It's just that I was unlucky enough to be defeated by his luck. The eldest sister heard Yi Hao's inner thoughts, and her heart went completely cold. As expected, it was all his doing, and that strange system helped him carry it out. Yi Yao breathed a slight sigh of relief. The doubt in her heart was finally resolved. So that's how it was. No wonder. Indeed, only that mysterious system could have done this. Luckily, his inner thoughts can be heard. And luckily, the phone was in my hands the entire time. Otherwise, would have ended up wrongly accusing the youngest. I wouldn't have known what to do. Looking at Yi Hao's falling tears, Father could only shake his head in helplessness. Yi Hao, if you really want to get people's attention, it's not through methods like this. Doing this will only make everyone hate you even more. If you really did do that, then Father hopes you can bravely admit your mistake and never do it again in the future. I still believe that at heart, you are a good child. Mother stepped to his side. She handed him a tissue and gently said, I know you've only just returned home, so you are desperate for acceptance from the family, but please, never do this again. We are all one family, my son. If there's an issue, we can talk it over calmly. Mother understands that very well. This son has grown up away from home since childhood, so there was no one to teach him how to behave with others. Therefore, the family needs to patiently guide and instruct him. As long as Yi Hao doesn't cross her ultimate line, she will continue to love and tolerate this child. To me, she has always pampered me like a precious treasure. As for Yi Hao, she feels more guilt and pity. Even though Yi Hao is doing some bad things right now, she believes it's all because, back then, she didn't wholeheartedly raise him. There's still time to change now. She will try her best to fulfill all her responsibilities as a mother. Hearing the rebukes from his parents, Yi Hao still couldn't wrap his head around it. He looked up with a look of pure confusion. How could this be? I was clearly the victim here. The system's movements surely couldn't be detected by anyone. Why does everyone just assume that this whole thing was directed by me? Did I say something wrong somewhere? Host's luck points decreased by 20. Current luck points are 140. Hearing the notification from the system, Yi Hao finally began to feel panicked. Originally, he intended to frame me, who knew it would cause his own image in the family's eyes to become even worse. As for my spectacular counterattack, it successfully blocked Yi Hao's scheme. Moreover, it helped the family bond and love me even more. Yi Fan, I am sorry. I misunderstood you just now. Can you forgive me? Yi Hao gripped my hand with a look of complete sincerity. His eyes were filled with remorse. In his heart, he understood very well that right now, he can only rely on me to hope to pass this difficult hurdle before him. It's okay. It's nothing at all. I don't blame you at all, brother. I know you didn't mean it. I gently shook the hands that were holding mine. I just checked the chat history too, and heard the voice messages as well. Indeed, that voice sounded exactly like mine, so it's understandable that such a misunderstanding occurred. But who could have planned this? They certainly have some skill, but that action was truly terrible, both bullying and framing someone else. Ha ha ha. It must have been done by some hacker. But that person really acted too cruelly. The fourth Nuna raised her eyebrow and laughed out loud. After last night's discussion, everyone felt that system was truly mysterious to the point of absurdity. For fear of being unable to explain everything clearly, everyone had to pretend they couldn't hear Yi Hao's inner thoughts. I also smiled brightly and took Yi Hao's arm. Luckily, I gave the phone to you today. Nuna, you're truly my lucky star. That person was so skilled. If it weren't for your help, I would definitely have been finished today. I am naturally more than willing to serve the young master. My dear young master. Yi Hao gently took my hand and bowed with great elegance. Yi Qing looked at her two siblings teasing each other. Her eyes were full of envy. Yaoer, stop fooling around. Yi Fan, don't be afraid. The eldest sister will help you settle that messaging matter properly. They all think I can't hear what's in Yi Hao's head, so they have no idea this was actually his doing. Everyone began to comfort me together, while Yi Hao, seeing everyone gathered around to care for me, couldn't help but feel a sense of resentment in his heart. I was locked in that classroom for a long time. Is the grievance I suffered somehow less? While Yi Fan was merely impersonated in a few messages, what's so scary about that? He was criticized by everyone, while Yi Fan was coddled and comforted. Everything should have been the other way around. But he didn't dare say those things directly. He understood that his position in the house wasn't heavy enough yet, so he could only stand in a corner, glinting resentfully at the warm scene in the living room, while silently continuing to consult with his system. Perhaps this situation can still yield other benefits. Seeing Yi Hao hanging his head with a dejected face, Mother stepped forward and gave him a hug. You're tired, aren't you? Do you want to go to your room and rest for a bit? Mother's eyes were filled with love for him. I am a little tired. So, may I go to my room first? Mother, with his mother's concern. Yi Hao's mood immediately brightened up significantly. Mother gently stroked his hair. Tell Aunt Wang if there's anything you want to eat. They'll call you down for dinner later. Yi Hao returned to his room. He began to look around. It seemed as if another new idea had just popped into his head. This was the third time Yi Hao had dinner with the family. He walked to the table and sat before the dishes he had personally selected. These were all the dishes he had requested from Aunt Wang in advance, preparing for a truly lavish seafood feast. I strolled over to the dining table and sat down opposite Yi Hao. Brother, tonight's dinner looks truly lavish, doesn't it? Yes, it's much better than yesterday. Yi Hao replied while stirring his bowl of seafood soup. As soon as they heard that sentence, everyone was stunned with amazement. No one knew how to properly respond to his words, because to the family members, last night's dinner menu was already very substantial. Although the Yi family is one of the capital's 4 great prestigious houses, in reality, family meals usually prioritize light and simple dishes. For the members of the household, the flavor of expensive delicacies wasn't anything particularly special. On the contrary, simple home-cooked meals were the best. Yi Hao's eyes welled up with tears. It's probably because I usually only get to eat ordinary, cheap food. So now, I am especially craving some expensive dishes. Everyone won't mind, will they? It's okay, Hao. If you crave something, just tell Aunt Wang. Yi Fan also likes these dishes sometimes, so how could anyone mind? Mother felt deeply sorry for her son, thinking about how he had to struggle and suffer alone outside for all those years. Yi Hao began his deep performance, lamenting his past poverty and suffering. If only I hadn't been switched with Yi Fan that day, I probably would have enjoyed these luxurious delicacies often, right? Hearing those words, I pretended to freeze on the spot. The glass in my hand suddenly fell. I abruptly stood up. The sound of the glass shattering on the floor was jarring. What nonsense are you talking about? The fourth Nuna, Yi Yao, also stood up in a panic. Her voice was filled with threat and warning. Yi Hao looked at her with a face of pure confusion. Did I say something wrong? The atmosphere in the living room immediately became terrifyingly silent. Switched at birth. Does that mean I am actually not mother and father's biological son? I finally spoke, pretending to mutter to myself to break the silence. My voice was trembling violently. Tears began to fall, splashing onto the dining table. Oh, so Yi Fan didn't know about this yet? Yi Hao acted surprised, glancing at everyone's reactions. He lightly bit his lip. I am sorry. I really didn't mean to. I didn't expect that everyone hadn't told Yi Fan about this yet. It's all right. I intentionally made my voice choked with emotion, even if we don't have a blood relationship. Father, mother, and my sisters have loved me with all their hearts for so many years. For a long time, we've already become each other's closest kin. I hung my head low. Tears continued to flow without stopping. Everyone felt incredibly pained. Before this outward display of mine trying to be strong, Father let out a heavy sigh. Then he reached out to gently rub my head. Yi Fan, you will always be a son of our family. This is something absolutely no one can change. The feelings between you and the family have long surpassed the bond of blood. We are a true family, and family will never, ever give up on each other. Mother also spoke up with firm conviction. The third sister, Yi Shulan, stepped forward and kindly wiped the tears from my face. Then she hugged me tightly to her chest. In my eyes, you are always my most adorable little brother. Her gaze held both gentleness and steadfast determination. The eldest sister glared at Yi Hao, as if she wanted to incinerate him. From now on, you are forbidden from saying such things in front of Yi Fan. He is our own biological brother. An air of authority and dominance emanated from her gaze. Leaning against the third sister's warm chest, I gave a faint, triumphant smile. Some types of affection are truly much deeper than blood relations. Yi Hao hadn't expected everyone to conspire to keep this from me. He remembered clearly that in the early chapters of the plot, father should have told Yi Fan this truth. Directly. System. Why is everything turning out like this? Why is it not exactly like what was written in the book? Clearly, according to the very first chapter of the novel, the male lead should already know clearly about his background. The system immediately provided an answer. Perhaps the host's transmigration into this world created a butterfly effect that changed the situation. After hearing the system's explanation, Yi Hao didn't bother to worry about it anymore. I am sorry, Yi Fan. Even though you are not the parent's biological child, I promise I will always treat you like my own biological brother. Hearing that, I couldn't help but pout slightly. I already know that I am not the biological son. You don't need to waste your breath repeating it. It's like he wants to rub salt in my wound. This way of talking is truly so typical of a genuine green tea. To a mother who was naturally very simple-minded, upon hearing those words from Yi Hao, a sense of relief suddenly rose in her heart, because what she longed for most was to see the sight of her two sons living harmoniously together under one roof. Everyone stopped discussing that matter. The whole family gathered to enjoy a cozy dinner together. After finishing the meal, everyone returned to their own rooms. In my bedroom, I began to reminisce about the events of my past life. And that thing, it was tonight. The third day after Yi Hao returned home, he said he wanted to move into my room, while I stubbornly clung to my territory, refusing to give an inch. Back then, because of my status as the fake young master, I felt incredibly insecure deep down. Everyone felt so much pity for Yi Hao. It made me hypersensitive to his every intrusion. It felt like my room was about to be stolen, and my place in this family was about to vanish. But in reality, things weren't that simple. Yi Hao's true goal was fundamentally not just about a bedroom. In fact, Yi Hao was the one who initially suggested the room swap, but in the end, he conceded it to me. I had reacted so violently then, completely refusing to back down. As a result, it made Yi Hao look incredibly obedient and sensible. Even the sight of his back, as he retreated to his room, made people's hearts ache. Looking back now, everything Yi Hao did was actually to build an image, pitiable yet very considerate, to win over the family's sympathy and love, while highlighting my own flaws. This scheme was truly killing two birds with one stone. Simply brilliant. Consequently, after I was forced to leave the house, Yi Hao immediately moved into the room he had given up. Actually, there was nothing special about my bedroom. Yi Hao moving in was merely to savor the feeling of victory. Perhaps staying in my room symbolized that he had officially replaced me as the protagonist. Suddenly, the sound of shattering porcelain came from downstairs. I didn't think much of it anymore, knowing that Yi Hao was putting on another act. I clutched my teddy bear and stepped out of my room. I saw everyone standing at the top of the stairs. Their eyes were fixed on Yi Hao, who was about to head up. He was crouching among shards of glass on the floor. His eyes were red-rimmed, apologizing through his tears. I am sorry. I've disturbed everyone. I just wanted to make a cup of tea for Mother, but I accidentally fell. I hope I didn't wake you all up. Mother hurried over, bending down to help him up. We weren't even asleep yet. It's no trouble at all. Are you hurt? Be careful. Porcelain shards can easily cut you. Mother felt that this son was truly kind-hearted and incredibly thoughtful. If everything is fine, then I'll take my leave first. The fourth sister, Yi Yao, stole a glance at father and mother, then hurried back to her room. She didn't care what happened to Yi Hao. She only cared about not getting caught doing whatever she was doing. Mother gently patted Yi Hao's hand. Hao, let Mother take you to your room. Hearing Mother say she wanted to take him to his room, Yi Hao's emotions, which had just calmed, began to surge again. Everyone was about to disperse, when suddenly, they heard Yi Hao sobbing again. Why are you crying again? Mother's voice was full of heartache. Wiping his tears, Yi Hao looked up with a sob. Actually, I can't sleep at all. I tossed and turned in bed all night. I only managed to close my eyes at 4 or 5 in the morning. Back at the orphanage, I used to look at the cracks in the ceiling and count stars to fall asleep. He suddenly turned around. His eyes locked onto mine. Little brother, could we swap rooms? I remember your room has a starry night ceiling. The sisters immediately frowned, wondering what kind of game he was playing now. He sniffled again, his voice choking up. I am sorry, Yi Fan. It's my fault. I shouldn't insist on the room with the starry ceiling, but I really can't sleep peacefully in the new room. During my years at the orphanage, I got used to having the stars accompany me to sleep. I am not trying to take your room on purpose. I am just afraid that not resting well will trouble everyone. After saying that, he looked at me with an incredibly pitiful face. His eyes were full of anticipation. Mother's eyes immediately reddened. His days at the orphanage must have been so difficult. Mother felt pity for Yi Hao, but was also reluctant to make me move out. Why don't you sleep with Yi Fan for the next few days? They'll find an architect immediately to quickly install a starry ceiling in your room. But I am afraid it'll disturb my little brother. He must be used to sleeping alone. He said this while flashing a provocative smile at me. I immediately saw through his intentions. He just wanted to deliberately provoke me. Having just been exposed as the fake young master, this was when my heart was most sensitive and vulnerable. I remember in my past life, it was my overreaction that made his drama a massive success and fooled everyone into giving him their sympathy. I am just being too greedy. I didn't even have a decent bed growing up. I can still sleep normally. If my little brother doesn't agree, then there's no need to swap. Just stay awake for a few nights until I get used to it. Little brother, please don't be mad at me. He covered his eyes with his hand, his shoulders trembling slightly. I just really wanted to rest comfortably, so I could integrate into this family quickly. There's really no need to swap. I'll adapt on my own. In my past life, I thought I had kept my room, but in reality, I was just being led by the nose by Yi Hao. But the situation is different now. I am the one who has been reborn. I immediately broke into a bright smile. My big brother has finally returned home after so much hardship. I don't want him to have a poor night's rest. Saying that, I purposely let tears well up in my eyes. Even though I am very attached to this room, for the sake of my brother, I am willing to give it up. If you like it, let's swap rooms tonight. That way, you can have a good night's sleep. I lowered my eyes, my eyelashes trembling slightly. Besides, if we hadn't been switched at birth, this room would have belonged to my brother from the start. Yi Hao stood there, stunned. The look in his eyes was one of pure shock. He never expected that I would proactively offer the room to him. System, is Yi Fan's character setting broken? Isn't he supposed to be the little sunshine type? Why does he seem so calculating and cunning now? Moreover, in the book, he was pampered and very arrogant and extremely possessive. Logically speaking, it should be impossible for him to give up his room so willingly. The system was also left speechless. Host, why do you keep clinging to the original plot? This is a real world now. From the moment you transmigrated here, anything can become a variable. Mother heartbrokenly pulled me into a hug. Don't say such silly things. You are my darling son. In this house, you can stay in whichever room you want. The eldest sister walked over and flicked my forehead gently. Didn't I tell you already? Don't ever mention that switching mistake again. Not even a single word. Do you hear me? Her tone was feigning seriousness. Meanwhile, the third sister standing nearby had been deep in thought since I offered the room to Yi Hao. She seemed to have realized something. It looked like she had caught on to something, and that was it. Everyone enthusiastically helped me pack my things to swap rooms. Yi Hao's belongings were pitifully few. He was finished packing in just a few minutes. Hearing the sisters discussing, preparing a new room for me, his heart was filled with admiration mixed with envy. Lying on the large, soft bed, looking up at the brilliant starry sky above him, the corners of his mouth curled into a smug smile, he quietly consoled himself. It's fine. Everything is just beginning. The things that belong to me, I will take them all back, one by one, sooner or later. Meanwhile, on the other side, I was humming a tune while decorating my new room. The third sister pushed open the door, carrying a large cardboard box. I've already discussed it with our eldest sister. Well, install an even more beautiful starry ceiling for you, much larger and more magnificent than the old one. She opened the box. Countless stars reflected the tenderness in her eyes. By the time everything was arranged, the entire room looked brand new, filled with my familiar, warm atmosphere. I lay on the bed in my new room, gazing at the even vaster, starry sky above. The phone screen beside me suddenly lit up. I opened it to check. It was a message from the fourth sister. Wake up tomorrow morning. Sister Yao will take you to buy new furniture. Tell me what you like, and he'll pay for everything. From the very crack of dawn, Sister Yao took me to the furniture center. She was extremely excited. All along the way, I couldn't stop chirping about my ideas. Actually, everything was already provided in the room, but I just wanted to switch to a new set. Just changing the sofa and the desk would be enough. Everywhere I looked, there were all kinds of wooden furniture. From minimalist to classic styles, everything was there. Little brother, what do you think of this sofa set? Sister Yao pointed to a dark gray leather sofa set. I immediately shook my head. This sofa is indeed beautiful, but it doesn't match the style of my new room. Let me look at a few more. Internally, I was harshly criticizing her taste. Sister Yao's aesthetic sense is so stiff, but since she's the one paying, it'll just keep quiet and let it go. While both of us were engrossed in looking, a somewhat forced voice suddenly rang out. Yi Fan, Sister Yao, what a coincidence. Are you all buying furniture too? It turned out to be Yi Hao. He was wearing a simple dark suit, looking quite different from when he first came home. He was supposed to go to brand name stores to shop, but after hearing from the driver that Sister Yao had taken me to the furniture section, he immediately turned his car around to follow us. Why is this hypocrite stalking us like a restless ghost? I need to finish picking things out and get out of here quickly. Sister Yao leaned in close to my ear to whisper. What secret are you whispering to our little brother, Sister Yao? Is there something I am not allowed to hear? Yi Hao looked at us with an innocent face. Sister Yao responded with a cold indifference, completely ignoring his question. Yi Hao wasn't about to give up that easily. He kept following closely at our heels, and then spoke in a pitiful voice. Sister Yao, I am also decorating my new room, but the furniture here is so expensive. He deliberately hesitated for a moment, his eyes fixed on Sister Yao, full of expectation. I couldn't help but feel disgusted. Isn't he just trying to get Sister Yao to cough up some money? Can't he see she doesn't even want to talk to him? What a thick skin he has. It's not like he doesn't have money. Sister Yao acted as if she didn't catch his hidden meaning, still continuing to discuss sofa styles with me. Yi Hao's expression immediately turned sour, but he still refused to quit, continuing to follow us. How about this model? It feels quite soft when I sit on it. I pressed down on the sofa cushion, then stood up to discuss with Sister Yao which color to choose. Yi Hao forced out a smile and edged closer again. Sister Yao, could you help me give some advice? Finally, Sister Yao cast a glance at him. I think the furniture in Yi Fan's old room is still very good. There's no need to change it. Yi Hao was choked with anger by Sister Yao's words. But I am the one staying in that room now. I just want a new set of furniture. Sister Yao completely ignored him. She kept trying things out, finally deciding on the most comfortable one for me, and casually picked out a matching desk too. Everything was very carefully selected, both cozy and luxurious. When it came time to pay, Sister Yao didn't hesitate to pull out her bank card, swipe the card. I immediately grabbed the arm of Sister Yao and said coquettishly, "Thank you, Sister Yao." She smugly raised an eyebrow, with an extremely proud face. "Don't be so formal with me." Yi Hao stood beside us, bowing his head. Who knows what scheme he was plotting now? I've just returned from the orphanage. I need to buy so many things, and my money is almost all spent. Sister Yao, could you also pay for mine while you're at it? In those seemingly pitiful eyes hid a barely perceptible spark of calculation. Yi Yao instinctively took a step back. She was truly shocked by Yi Hao's audacity. The allowance mom and dad give me isn't even as much as yours. Didn't you just receive 10 million yuan? How can you have the heart to make me pay for you? A flash of resentment flickered in Yi Hao's eyes. Why? I am your biological brother. And yet you're this biased towards Yi Fan? Hearing this, my heart rejoiced as if celebrating a festival. This is the true meaning of being reborn. My family will always love me the most. It's absolutely wonderful. In the end, Yi Hao bought nothing. He turned away in a huff and went home first. Mother was engrossed in flower arrangement when she heard a sound. She looked up toward the door and saw Yi Hao enter with red-rimmed eyes, looking as aggrieved as if the entire sky had just fallen. Mother hurried over and took his hand. How? What's wrong? Are you okay? Is everything all right? Could it be that someone bullied you? Mother was restless with worry, looking him up and down to check on him. Father, sitting nearby, also set down his newspaper. Looking over with a concerned expression, he sniffled, his voice beginning to choke up as if about to cry. Mother, I am fine. I just went with Yi Fan and Sister Yao to look at furniture. Maybe I am just a little tired. His voice grew faint, clearly acting as if he was guilty about something. Mother saw Yi Hao's eyes avoiding hers, and knew right away that this child wasn't telling the truth. Then why did you come back alone first? Where are Yi Fan and Sister Yao? Yi Hao's eyes instantly welled up. The next second, large, round tears began to fall. He just lowered his head without saying a word. Seeing him silently weeping like that, Mother immediately guessed it. Did that mischievous Yi Yao bully you? Mother quickly pulled out a tissue to wipe Yi Hao's tears. Seeing him remain dead silent, Mother was even more convinced she had guessed correctly. If she dared to bully you just tell me. I definitely won't let her get away with it. Just as she finished speaking, Yi Yao's voice rang out from outside the door. Mother, I could hear you from miles away. Don't go blaming me unfairly. I would never dare to bully him. Seeing Yi Yao and me entering the door, Yi Hao finally began to speak slowly. Mother, Sister Yao didn't bully me. It's just that I feel sad in my heart. I originally wanted to ask Sister Yao for help with furniture, but as it turns out, she was probably too busy helping Yi Fan, so she didn't have time to pay attention to me. That's why I came home all by myself. The moment I heard this, my anger flared up. I immediately spoke up to refute him. That's not how it happened at all. Sister Yao clearly talked to you. It's just that you kept insisting she pay for your things. You just received 10 million yuan in allowance. That's even more than what Sister Yao has. That's why she told you to pay for it yourself. Yi Hao didn't hurry to explain himself, simply clenching his fists quietly, putting on an aggrieved face as if he had unutterable suffering. A moment later, tears began to roll down his delicate face. But I already told her. My money is almost gone. Yesterday, I bought some new clothes and accessories. I've never been able to dress this well before. Having said that, he bit his lip in grievance, looking truly incredibly pitiful. Back in the orphanage, I was deprived of everything. I had to wear one pair of pants for 4 or 5 years. So now I just want to find a way to make up for everything I once desired. So I accidentally overspent a bit. Mother heart-achingly stroked Yi Hao's head, her voice full of tender affection. What a silly child you are. If you're out of money, just say the word to me. Would I ever refuse to give you money to spend? Go buy whatever you like. Mother thought Yi Hao was still shy because he was new, and thought of the hardships he had endured before, wearing the same clothes for such a long time. Mother's heart felt even more pained. Father, listening by the side, immediately picked up his phone, his fingers swiping quickly to perform a few actions. Don't let yourself suffer any disadvantage. Yi Hao tried to suppress the extreme joy in his heart, glancing up at me for a moment, before speaking in a soft voice. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Actually, I didn't necessarily need Sister Yao to pay. It's just that I just felt a bit slighted in my heart. We are both your brothers. But Sister Yao was only willing to pay for Yi Fan. The things I wanted to buy weren't even that many, but in the end, I couldn't get a single one. Did I do something wrong? Does Sister Yao really hate me? When Mom and Dad heard those words, they both turned to stare at Yi Yao simultaneously, waiting for her to provide a satisfactory explanation. Yi Yao was truly speechless at this point. She originally just couldn't be bothered to talk to him. Who would have thought it would all be blamed on her like this? She was truly regretting it to her core. If she had known, she would have just paid and gotten it over with. Mom, Dad, I don't exactly love him to pieces, but you can't say I hate him either. After all, he's my biological brother. How could I possibly hate him? Besides, I had plans with Yi Fan yesterday. We had already agreed to go buy furniture for him, Who knew Yi Hao would suddenly show up out of nowhere? My own money isn't that plentiful, so I really couldn't fulfill his request. Mother patted the back of Yi Hao's hand and led him to sit on the sofa. Immediately after, Mother frowned, speaking with a somewhat reproachful tone. Yi Hao, what are you doing? Both of them are your brothers. How can you be so biased? As an older sister, you should care for and look after your brothers a bit more. A flash of triumph briefly crossed Yi Hao's face, but he immediately returned to his extremely pitiful expression. Mother, it's okay. I don't blame Sister Yao at all. I've only been back for 2 days. The family still isn't very familiar with me yet. Of course, Sister Yao feels closer to Yi Fan. After all, they've been together for so many years. I am just a newcomer starting out. He stopped mid-sentence. Sister Yao opened her mouth to explain, but father immediately raised his hand to interrupt. Yao, if you're short on spending money, just tell mom and dad. But when you go out, you must take good care of both your brothers, regardless of whether you're familiar with them or not. You are all still one family. Do you understand? I understand. Yi Yao immediately became quite spirited. Then will my allowance be increased at all? Our brother just turned around and got 10 million yuan. He can even ask for more after spending it all, while I only get 2 million yuan a month. What can I even do with that? I am the poorest one in this entire house, she said while reaching out her hand to father with a pitiful face. That begging appearance made everyone burst out laughing. Father lightly slapped her palm, then scolded her affectionately with some dissatisfaction. Stop acting like a clown. Aren't you ashamed to compare yourself with your brother? I give your other sisters the same amount. You're adults. You should rely on your own abilities to earn money. Do you understand? Your eldest sister hasn't even graduated yet, but she's already started learning from me how to manage the company. Your second sister is devoted to the medical profession, and your third sister is a famous figure in the entertainment industry. And you? Look at yourself. All you do is stay at home and play games. Find something proper to do already. Does money just fall from the sky or what? Out of all 4 children, the 4th child is definitely the one who gives us the biggest headache. Eldest sister, who was working nearby, looked up. She gently pushed up her gold-rimmed glasses. Yi Yao, why don't you come to the company and help me out? It'll pay you a monthly salary of 3 million yuan. What do you think? Only 3 million yuan? I am not going. No way. Yi Yao's face was filled with pure disdain. Every month I can easily make more than 3 million yuan, and it's not even exhausting. Only a fool would go work for you at the company. Eldest sister ignored the 4th sister's grumbling. She walked straight up to me. She gently stroked my hair. Her voice was overflowing with affection. Yi Fan, did you have a good time out today? Do you have enough pocket money left? She leaned in close to my ear and whispered, whatever Yi Hao has in the future, you will always have much more. I just transferred 15 million yuan to you. If it's not enough, just come to your eldest sister. Okay. When it comes to a brother like me, she has always been exceptionally caring, especially after Yi Hao returned. She wants to give me a complete sense of security, to stop me from overthinking things. I blinked my eyes and replied in a soft voice, whoa, thank you, eldest sister. This is 5 million yuan more than what brother got. I covered my mouth, unable to hide my secret delight, seeing my sisters all swarming around me. Yi Hao was internally screaming with envy, but he still forced a pitiful expression onto his face. Tomorrow, Mommy will take you to pick out some new furniture. Seeing Yi Hao's miserable state, Mother comforted him with a pained heart. Yi Hao nodded obediently and replied in a low voice, yes, Mother. Mommy, school starts the day after tomorrow. On Monday, can we pick up some school supplies while we're at it tomorrow? Of course. We'll pick out a few bags for you as well. Do you want to come along too, Yi Fan? It's been a while since you got a new bag, hasn't it? While Mother was soothing Yi Hao, she didn't forget to consider my feelings too. She was afraid I'd feel neglected. Yes, please. Then tomorrow, I'd like to go and pick out a new watch too. I smiled and tilted my head toward 4th sister. I made a heart shape over my head with my hands. Thanks for helping me pick out furniture today, 4th sister. Yi Yao looked at my sweet, smiling face. She couldn't help but let out a helpless smile. The frustration from being scolded by our parents earlier completely vanished. Meanwhile, on the other side, as Yi Hao returned to his room after dinner, the cold voice of the system suddenly rang in his head. Host, have you forgotten that you can broadcast your inner thoughts? Is this feature really that forgettable? Oh my god, how did I not think about using the thought broadcast? My brain just wasn't working right today. System, I forgot. You didn't even bother to remind me. This afternoon, if I had used my inner thoughts instead of speaking, the result would definitely have been better. When some things come out of my mouth, they just feel off. The system wasn't about to take the blame. The host wants me to do everything. Then what is the point of me being bound to you? Don't forget the promises you made to me. Maybe because the thought broadcast didn't work before, I subconsciously started ignoring it. This won't do. I must make full use of it tomorrow. He began to fantasize in his head about all the things he would buy tomorrow. The life of a wealthy young master is truly blissful. If it wasn't for the system, I might have just given up on life a long time ago. Having a mother's love and endless money to spend. It's wonderful. However, he didn't want to die. Good morning, brother. As soon as Yi Hao stepped downstairs, he was greeted by my energetic voice. Sunlight streamed through the ornate window frames. The dining room. Mother was stirring her coffee with an elegant silver spoon. Yi Hao, come and eat, dear. See what you'd like to have. If you don't like anything here, we can go out to eat later. Her voice was as gentle as ever. Have you two thought about what you want to buy later? I wiped my mouth. My tone was light. I heard a certain brand released a limited edition watch. Let's go. Check it out later. Sure. Let's take care of house furniture first, then we'll go. Mother was still preoccupied with yesterday, and Yi Hao's disappointment over not getting the furniture. Yi Hao felt a warmth in his heart. He didn't expect that his little act would actually make Mother care this much. She must be feeling so sorry for me. Yes, Mother. I am also planning to pick out a tie for you. Oh my, that's wonderful. I'll be looking forward to it then. Yi Hao's considerate words made her feel incredibly happy. Yi Fan, what are you thinking about so deeply? Dear. Mother's voice pulled me back from my thoughts. I blinked. I am thinking about what gift I should pick for you. Since brother is giving you a tie, I'll give you a tie too. I just want to be like my big brother. I looked at Mother with a face full of innocence. After finishing breakfast, the three of us got into the stretch Lincoln and headed straight to the mall. Yi Hao wore a light gray casual outfit. A very proper smile was fixed on his face, while I leaned against the car door. Watching the bustling streets outside, my mind was already drifting far away. I still remember in my past life, we had gone out shopping together like this a few times, but it always ended unpleasantly. Whenever we bought things, Yi Hao would always pretend to like the things I bought, so that when Mother asked, he'd start acting like a green tea bitch, saying if his little brother liked it, he would step aside and not take it. I bet deep down in Yi Hao's heart, he already loved the items I bought to death, yet he intentionally pretended not to like them in front of our parents. He's just that good at being fake. Just like that, he unconsciously built up the image of a kind brother who dotes on his younger sibling, so that later on, his sinister schemes would never be suspected by anyone. Then everyone gradually became disappointed in me. Yi Hao took that chance to push even further, finding every way to kick me out of the Yi family. In the end, he actually achieved his goal. First, we went to the furniture section from yesterday to buy some new furniture for Yi Hao. Then we headed straight to the high-end shopping district downtown. The July sun shone through the mall's luxurious glass doors, reflecting enchanting halos of light. In this city's most elite luxury brand center, the three from the Yi family were enjoying a rare moment of shopping together. Everywhere you looked were designer brands. All kinds of big-name stores left Yi Hao completely dazzled. He was still a bit intimidated by a scene like this. Yi Fan, How, which store do you two want to see first? Mother wore a simple beige long dress. Time seemed to have only left a touch of gentleness on her face. With one arm, she held Yi Hao. With the other, she led me. Happiness was written all over her face. Yi Hao didn't say a word. Instead, he directed his gaze toward me. It seemed like he wanted me to make the decision. I wore a light blue casual outfit. My big, clear, innocent eyes looked at Mother. Mommy, big brother just came home. I am sure there are many things he wants to buy. Why don't we let big brother decide? So kinoiver me exong. I turned back to look at Yi Hao. Big brother, what do you want to buy first? I'll follow your lead. Internally, I was mocking him like crazy. There he goes again. Starting that whole humble and yielding act. Wants mommy to see how sensible he is. Thinking he's so caring toward his little brother. Tamph. I can play the sensible one too. Let's see how I make you lose face today. Yi Hao took Mother's arm, squeezing it slightly. His voice also became somber. I've never been to places like this before, so I don't even know where to start looking. Maybe we should just go store by store? Mother smiled to comfort him. It's all right, dear. You'll get used to it after a few more visits. From now on, I'll have you and Yi Fan come here often. Seeing the two of you getting along so well makes mommy happier than anything. Mother held both her son's hands tightly and stepped into the first store. Seeing the greeter at the door bow 90 degrees, Yi Hao's fingertips trembled slightly, thinking about how he used to do this kind of work himself. And now his identity has completely changed, becoming a VIP guest he never even dared to dream of before. This world really changes too fast. He shot me a sidelong glance. Then he puffed out his chest, held his head high, and began strolling around. Mother followed Yi Hao, offering him suggestions. This dark gray wool coat would look great on you. Seeing the gentle smile on Mother's face, he nodded. This coat is really nice. Then mommy, I'll go inside and try it on. He happily stepped into the fitting room. Mother's attention made him feel incredibly warm. Yi Fan, is there anything you like? Or should mommy pick something out for you too? Mother looked kindly at me as I sat on the nearby sofa. No need, mommy. I already have plenty of clothes. I am just here to accompany big brother today. I'll just grab a few watches later. I sat properly on the sofa, looking extremely well behaved. As a boy, who would ever complain about having too many new clothes? Since we're already here, you must at least pick out 2 outfits. Let mommy pay for you today. Mother continued to persuade me. I pouted my lips and spoke in a coquettish tone. I really don't need anything. Mommy, are you really going to act so distant with your own mother? The fitting room door opened with a click. Yi Hao strolled out wearing his new coat. He did a light spin on the spot. Look, Mother, does this coat suit me? It's beautiful, dear. Don't just stick to light colors from now on. You should try some vibrant colors once in a while. It gives you much more character. Mother nodded repeatedly, clearly satisfied. That's right, big brother. This coat looks like it was custom made just for you. Mommy really has a keen eye. This coat makes Yi Hao look both steady and energetic. His whole presence seems to have brightened up. He looked at me sitting on the sofa, feeling a bit curious. Why isn't this little brother of mine looking at clothes? Does he not like anything here? I have enough clothes for now, so I won't be buying any more for the time being. As soon as he heard my words, his good mood immediately plummeted. So what if you have a few more clothes? What's there to show off? If it weren't for me, could you even live a life like this? You thief! Who stole my very life? System, hurry and help me broadcast my inner thoughts. My little brother really has so many clothes. Before I came back, I only wore cheap clothes. Usually when working, it's not even convenient to wear a coat. I only had one old coat that was faded from too much washing. So what if you have a bit more clothing? What is there to brag about? If it wasn't for me, could you be living this kind of life? You thief who stole my life. Mother was helping Yi Hao adjust his collar. Her hand suddenly froze. She couldn't believe that, in Yi Hao's heart, he still harbored such deep resentment about their identities. Is it because he suffered too much out there that he's become so emotionally unstable? But Yi Fan is innocent in all of this. She didn't want Yi Hao to keep holding a grudge against me. She didn't want me to feel saddened. After all, Yi Fan sincerely cares for this brother. How? Yi Fan came here today specifically to accompany you. Let's pick out a few more outfits. Let's fill up your entire closet. Looking at the price tags in the hundreds of thousands of yuan, Yi Hao had very complex feelings about this coat. Mother's affection warmed his heart. The cost of just this one coat was enough to take a lifetime for him to earn before, and now he could buy enough to fill a whole closet. It's truly beyond luxurious. However, he absolutely loved this life. But why isn't Yi Fan buying anything? How can I secretly mock him if he doesn't buy anything? He couldn't help but feel a tiny bit of disappointment. Yi Fan picked out this dark blue casual suit for you. Hurry and go try it on, dear. Mother's voice was full of praise for me. Mommy, this suit probably doesn't suit me very well. Yi Hao looked at the casual suit in my hands and skillfully declined. But it really looks very dapper. This is the one I picked out in this store. It's the absolute best one here. I lowered my eyes. With my eyes turning red, I looked truly heartbreaking. Mother frowned slightly. You haven't even tried it on yet. How can you know it doesn't suit you? She patted my hand, consoling me not to be sad. Yi Hao watched the intimate interaction between mother and me. Envy made his fingernails dig deep into his palms, yet he still had to wear a proper smile on his face. Mommy, this suit is probably just the style that little brother likes. The style is far too flamboyant. It really isn't right for me. His voice carried just the right amount of grievance. Actually, mother also knew this suit didn't suit Yi Hao, but I had spent so much effort picking it out. One look, and you could tell it was the style I loved most. Yi Fan just wanted to give the best thing to his big brother. He hadn't even considered if it actually suited Yi Hao. Mother sincerely hoped Yi Hao would go try it on. She wanted Yi Hao to feel my sincerity. She wanted our brotherly bond to grow even stronger. She didn't want to break my heart. It's all right. If brother doesn't like it, he doesn't have to try it on. I lowered my head in disappointment. It's not that I don't like it. Yi Hao suddenly snapped to his senses. Mother is still watching. I shouldn't refuse so bluntly. Thank you, Yi Fan. I'll go. Try it on right now. That's better. This is a token of your little brother's heart. Seeing the change in Yi Hao's attitude, mother felt immensely relieved. I pulled mother to sit on the sofa to wait for Yi Hao. I obviously knew this wasn't the style Yi Hao liked. I did it on purpose. Consider it a small payback for how he was in the past life. In my previous life, when I chose clothes, his actions actually didn't cause me any real harm, but he really is just so obnoxious. The fitting room door opened. Yi Hao walked out looking incredibly awkward. Does it look weird? Maybe I should just take it off. He shamefully tugged at the suit, wearing this casual suit. He felt wrong in every way possible. He felt like this suit looked completely out of place on him, so he just wanted to strip it off immediately. Big brother, you look so handsome. Why don't we just buy this one too? I looked at him with a face full of innocent ignorance, but inside, I was already laughing my head off. His awkward, stiff expression was truly hilarious. In order to maintain his image, he has to grit his teeth and wear the suit he hates most. He must be fuming to death inside, right? Mother stood up and circled Yi Hao once, and even helped him adjust the collar. That's right, Hao. Changing your style once in a while is good. Both you and Yi Fan are the young masters of our house. You're both still young men. How could dressing with a bit of charisma not suit you? Yi Hao darted back into the fitting room instantly. Faced with mother's gentleness, he really had no way to refuse. Fine. Buy it then. At most, he'll just throw it in the back of the closet and never wear it. He was in no mood to continue picking out clothes. Once mother finished paying, the group headed straight to the next store. Just like that, they strolled through several clothing stores in a row. Yi Hao said he had enough clothes. He wanted to go look at some ties. This time, it wasn't just to show how sensible he was, but because he truly wanted to pick out a gift for mother. Mother expertly led her two sons to the specialized counter. Her eyes searched through the ties of all different colors. Mommy, there are so many different tie designs over here, Yi Hao exclaimed softly. His tone also rose slightly. I also started picking one out. I picked up a dark gray tie, embroidered with very exquisite subtle patterns. Mommy, this tie is really beautiful. I am sure you'll love it. Mother took the tie. Her fingertips brushed across the soft fabric. I like it very much. Thank you, Yi Fan. Yi Hao stood squeezed to the side, watching mother and me interact so intimately, suddenly feeling a sense of bitterness. Why can't there be only one son in mommy's heart? And why can't that son be me? He leisurely strolled through the aisle, A moment later, his eyes were immediately drawn to a deep navy blue tie. It was embroidered with elegant patterns, a truly perfect match for Mother's composed aura. He took the tie and quickly walked over to Mother. Mommy, I think this tie really suits your character. Please try it on. You'll look extremely authoritative wearing this. Mother took the tie Yi Hao picked and held it up against herself in front of the mirror. This one really does suit me. How? Your aesthetic sense is excellent. The sour feeling in Yi Hao's heart instantly vanished without a trace. As expected, the tie I chose suits Mother much better than the one Yi Fan picked. Looking at the two different style but beautiful ties, Mother couldn't stop smiling. My two beloved sons are truly so thoughtful. Seeing us being so sensible, she didn't know how to express just how happy she was. Please wrap both of these for me. She spoke while signaling the staff to process the payment. I hurried to stop her. No need. Mother, these are gifts we are giving to you, so of course we must pay for them ourselves. Yi Hao also kept nodding, and we headed toward the checkout together. While paying, I secretly calculated in my mind, the one Yi Hao picked really does suit Mother better. It's only normal that she loves it, but the one I picked isn't bad at all either. Though it doesn't match Mother as perfectly as his does, Mother will still absolutely adore it. What Mother likes is my sincerity, not the tie itself. Wait until Mother wears this somewhat mismatched tie out. People will definitely start asking questions. This is my own little scheme. I want everyone to see just how much Mother dotes on me. All three of us gathered quite a haul. After paying, I started picking out more things. This time, I chose a belt in black along with 2 pairs of exquisite cufflinks. These are gifts for Father and my sisters. I am sure they'll love them. Mother saw my actions and felt a warmth in her heart. Yi Fan has truly grown up, thinking and caring for his family like this. Meanwhile, Yi Hao, who was standing nearby picking accessories, stared intently at the gifts in my hands. My little brother is truly thoughtful. Father and the sisters will surely be delighted when they find out. He suddenly remembered those sisters who only knew how to love Yi Fan. A faint, imperceptible trace of jealousy flickered in the depths of his eyes, but he regained his smile almost instantly. He never actually intended to buy gifts for the sisters in the first place. He simply didn't want to be outdone by me. So, he began making his selections as well, but he only chose a few expensive items just for show, to get it over with. He didn't put any heart into it like he did when choosing a gift for Mother. As for Mother, that was the only time he truly made a careful selection. After checking out, we were all a bit tired. We planned to rest for a while before moving on. In the mall's VIP lounge for members, the table was spread with exquisite desserts. Mother took a sip of her coffee, looking at the two of us tenderly. Having 2 precious sons like you both is the greatest happiness of my life. I only hope that you 2 brothers will always love each other and live in harmony together. It would be best if you never have any conflicts. She wiped away a tear that fell from worry. She longed so much for Yi Hao to let go of his grievances and treat me with sincerity. Yi Hao took Mother's hand and promised, Mother, I will take good care of my younger brother. Please don't worry, Mother. I also took the opportunity to lean on Mother's shoulder and said sweetly, I'll be a good boy and listen to my big brother too. I like my big brother the most. In front of Mother, we both tacitly agreed to play the part of harmonious brothers to preserve this warmth, but inside that warm disguise, Yi Hao was determined to monopolize all the affection and wanted to drive me away, while I, of course, had my own calculations as well. The two of us could never truly be at peace. Have we rested enough? Let's go look at some watches. Mother finished her last sip of coffee and stood up. I immediately became excited. My face clearly showed that I couldn't wait any longer. Then let's go quickly. Mother led the two of us inside a familiar watch store. The shop was filled with the scents of leather and perfume. The manager, who knew us well, saw us and enthusiastically came forward to welcome us. He saw Yi Hao holding Mother's arm. Though the face was unfamiliar, he didn't ask too many questions. He just knew that this month's revenue was as good as guaranteed. As long as Madame Yi and Yi Fan came to the shop, they were practically here to clear out the stock. They never left empty-handed. They even wished they could buy every color of every model. Madame Yi, it's been over a month since your last visit. We just received some new models last week. Would you like to take a look? Bring them all out for us to see. As soon as Mother spoke, the manager immediately arranged for the staff to bring all the new models over. The 3 of us sat down on the sofa, listening to him introduce the new products of the season, because in high society, wearing an outdated model would lead to being looked down upon. Either you've fallen out of favor, or the family fortune is declining. Madame Yi and Young Masters, this is the latest model that just arrived at our store. A minimalist design, fully functional, especially suitable for young people. First, he introduced the exact style that I've always loved. Although he wasn't clear about Yi Hao's identity, he was very sharp. He changed his address from Young Master Yi to Young Masters. This way, he couldn't go wrong either way. This model is so exquisite. Buy it for me? Okay, Mother. I shook Mother's arm, deliberately drawing out my words to act spoiled. My eyes fixed on the delicate markings on the watch face. I really love it so much. All right. If you keep shaking me, my bones will fall apart. Mother helplessly tapped my forehead. I can tell this model is exactly to your taste. She turned to ask the manager, what colors does this model come in? This series has silver white, jet black, and light gray. Wrap up all 3 colors then. Yi Hao watched this scene in silence. His expression looked a bit somber. he probably wouldn't learn how to act spoiled with mother like I do even in a lifetime. The system transmitted his inner thoughts. It's so nice. I've never bought a watch like this. Even for a watch costing a few hundred yuan, I'd have to deliberate forever between black and white. Since Yi Hao didn't have any malicious intent this time, I could only gloss over the inner thoughts I heard. It's so nice. Mother heard that and turned toward the silent Yi Hao. How, you should pick one too. If you don't like these models, then well, look at the previous limited editions. Mother, I like this one. This one suits me. Yi Hao pointed to a dark brown leather strap watch nearby. The design was both understated and unique. From the dial to the strap, it exuded a sense of quiet elegance. Like an exquisite piece of art, the manager heard how he called her mother and felt a bit astonished. In his memory, the Yi family clearly only had one son, Yi Fan, but he still calmly began the introduction. This is a mechanical watch. It uses a fully imported movement, hand-assembled, without any superfluous decorative details, using only same-colored lines to outline the edges of the dial. The hidden clasp makes the appearance even more minimalist. This watch uses rare materials, and the manufacturing process is extremely complex. The price of this one watch is equivalent to 5 of the models I picked earlier combined. After hearing the manager's introduction, he became even more self-satisfied, thinking to himself that his taste was indeed much superior to mine, that I was only fit for the toys that children like. He leaned towards simple yet luxurious designs, feeling that this was what true class was. Mother looked at our completely different preferences. Instead, a smile appeared on her face. This is good too. At least they won't fight over the same watch. Please wrap this one up as well. She signaled to the staff member nearby. Yi Fan, how? See if there are any other models you like. We should buy a few more. Hearing this, I said playfully, since mother is paying today, I have to choose more items. Just as I reached out to take a black dial watch on the table, Yi Hao quickly snatched it first. That one was a classic model. The dial used tiny diamonds to outline the brand logo. It sparkled brilliantly under the lights. This classic diamond set style truly goes with everything. Suitable for any occasion. The manager stepped forward to introduce it. This is not just a new model, but also a limited edition. The handset diamonds alone make it worth a fortune. The serial number hidden on the case back proves its unique and unparalleled status. There are only 30 pieces worldwide. Mother, I want this one. Mother, I like this watch. As soon as the manager finished speaking, Yi Hao's voice and mine rang out simultaneously, hearing us in unison. Mother sighed softly to herself. Just a moment ago, she was glad they didn't fight due to different tastes. Who knew they'd be clashing in the blink of an eye? How many of these do you have in stock? Mother looked at the manager beside her. The manager immediately broke into a cold sweat. This model only has one piece allocated per store worldwide. We only secured it because we're the main distributor in the capital. He realized the atmosphere was delicate and didn't want to be dragged into this dispute. Hearing that, Yi Hao felt a secret joy in his heart. He acted as if victory was already his, and spoke in a low voice. Mother, I saw this watch first. Besides, my younger brother already has so many watches. He won't miss this one. But this is a classic model that's easy to match. I can wear it too. I looked at Mother, knowing full well in my heart that I was a step too late. Manager, can you transfer one from another store? Only 3 stores in the country currently have this model. As far as I know, the other 2 stores sold out as soon as they arrived. The one in our shop is number 13. It's a very auspicious number. We originally intended to keep it and wait for the price to rise, but we brought it out only because you visited, madam. As the one paying, Mother also felt very conflicted. No matter who she bought it for, the other would feel left out. But looking at the way these 2 were acting, not buying it wasn't an option. Still, since Yi Hao grabbed it first, it wasn't right to ask Mother to take it back from me. Yi Fan, your older brother picked this watch first. Can we look at something else, dear? Mother began to persuade me, but I really like it. If only there were 2, then I wouldn't have to give it up to him. I looked at Mother with eyes full of disappointment. Right at that moment, a figure walked in through the door, a silhouette with broad shoulders and a slender waist. The outfit seemed simple, but every detail exuded an extraordinary aura. Yi Fan, if you like it, leave it to me. I'll have someone deliver it to your house tomorrow. Her words were incredibly firm, allowing no room for contradiction. Sister, go on. I quickly stepped forward and hugged her. This is the person I feel I owe the most. She has always protected me since we were children, and stood by me until the very last moment of my life. Yet I never did anything for her. Even though she never asked for anything, it felt like she was always there every time I turned around. When all my relatives were utterly disappointed in me, she was the only one who never changed. Even now, I vividly remember what she said. No matter how much evidence there is, as long as you say it, I will believe you. Even if you really did it, I will shoulder the burden for you. As long as it's you, I will accept you no matter what. Sister Gu Wan, who has treated me like a blood brother since childhood, loves me even more than my own sisters do. When I was kicked out of the house, she always wanted to take me in, to take care of me. But my last shred of dignity wouldn't allow it. It was then that I gradually realized she never wanted to be just a sister to me, but wanted to be my lover. She had silently loved and protected me from afar for so many years, yet never dared to say a single word. Actually, it's not that I didn't have feelings for her. It was just that I was too foolish back then to recognize her feelings for me, just as I didn't recognize my own feelings for her. I realized it too late in my past life, but there's still time now. This time, let me take the initiative. Otherwise, who knows how many years shed wait to confess. Clearly a force of nature in the business world, yet such a coward when it comes to love. I teased Gu Wan in my heart, feeling me actively throwing myself into her arms. A wild joy surged in Gu Wan's heart. She held me tightly. As long as it's something Yi Fan wants, Sister Gu Wan will bring it back for you. Her voice was so gentle. Her eyes were full of adoration for me. Du Wan. Mother stepped forward, leading Yi Hao, and introduced them. This is Yi Hao, Yi Fan's older brother. How. This is Gu Wan. She grew up with your sisters since childhood. She is now the president of the Gu group. Yi Hao tucked a strand of hair behind his ear and said in a soft tone, Hello, Sister Gu Wan. I am Yi Hao, the son who was recently brought back to the Yi family. You can just call me Miss Gu. She gave Yi Hao a cold glance. Her tone was full of distance, because she always monitors my every move. She had known about Yi Hao's presence since yesterday, worried that Yi Hao would mistreat me. She had sent someone to investigate his background, but seeing him today, she found last night's data to be completely useless. He seemed like a different person compared to the descriptions. Was he just pretending all along? It seems this person's schemes are not simple. I must have someone watch him more closely. What if he harms Yi Fan? Sister Gu Wan, why are you here? She ruffled my hair. I am conducting an inspection in this area and happened to see you, so I came in to say hello. She silently felt the warmth in her chest. Her heart couldn't help but surge with intense emotion. The last time we had such intimate contact was when I was a child. That's right, young master. Young Master Yi. We are patrolling the entire mall. The subordinate-looking man beside her spoke. He is the one in charge of this shopping mall. Actually, this was due to Gu Wan's special instructions, that the moment young Master Yi was spotted, she must be notified immediately. Hence this sudden inspection trip. It turns out this entire mall is part of Miss Gus' estate. Noticing Gu Wan's gaze directed at him, he hurriedly changed his form of address. So all the shops here belong to you? That's really cool. He flashed a bright smile, offering his most sincere praise. His eyes were full of admiration. Of course, this mall is just a small part of the Gu family's properties. Your sister Gu Wan is very capable. I held my head high with pride. If I hadn't been switched at birth, then I would be the one she treasures in the palm of her hand. That hateful Yi Fan. She really is perfect. Wealthy and charming, young and beautiful. If only we could. He had never met a character like this before. A textbook dominant CEO straight out of a novel. His cheeks turned slightly red. He began to indulge in wild fantasies, but it's strange. I remember this person barely appeared in the original story. Why would such an outstanding person have so little screen time? Could she be the female lead in the spin-off? It's all that author's fault, for not even making the female lead's name clear. The whole series was about family bonds. Only the spin-off mentioned a happy married life, but it only said the lead was the heir of the 4 great families. Still, looking at how Gu Wan appeared, she's basically set up as a sister figure, and doesn't show any romantic interest in Yi Fan at all. Only that suitor from the Jiang family is the most likely. Listening to Yi Hao's inner thoughts, I curled my lips. At it again with this nonsense. In my past life, Yi Hao tried to flirt with Sister Gu Wan the moment he saw her. Then he saw she didn't care at all, and even detested him. So he turned around and seduced the flirtatious princess of the Jiang family. I had read news before saying that the Jiang and Yi families were about to form a marriage alliance. Actually, those two were quite a good match. I suggest they stick together for life. If it were me, I'd de-throw it. Ha ha ha. Sister Gu Wan, that watch is actually quite ordinary. You don't need to go through the trouble of buying it for me. I looked up from her embrace, looking at her with clear eyes. Seeing this scene, Gu Wan had to suppress a strong urge to kiss me. It's fine, Yi Fan. You might not need it, but you can't be without it. It's just a matter of saying the word. It's not a big deal. Her voice gradually became raspy. Ever since I dove into her arms, Gu Wan held onto me tightly and wouldn't let go. She couldn't bear to be apart, smelling the faint scent of cedarwood. I couldn't help but blush. Yi Hao suddenly spoke up and interrupted. Miss Gu, you and my younger brother are so close. I quickly stepped out of Gu Wan's embrace. Gu Wan felt a sense of loss. If only time could slow down a little. Ideally, staying in my arms like this forever. Noticing that Yi Hao was being left out, Mother spoke up in response. Those two grew up together since they were little. Naturally, their relationship is good. As she spoke, Mother couldn't help but chuckle. The Go family only has this one child. When Yi Fan was small, he often followed his sisters over there to play. Their whole family always wanted to keep him at the Gu house. They even wanted Yi Fan to be their son-in-law when they were young. Yi Fan could be called her only favoritism, but it seems more like sibling affection. Seeing that both seemed to have no other intentions, she didn't mention it further. I stared at Gu Wan for a long time, staring until her ears turned crimson. She felt a bit puzzled. Why does Yi Fan keep looking at me today? She tried to compose herself and looked at Mother, speaking politely. Auntie, do you and Yi Fan need anything else? I'll have someone settle the bill for all of these for you. No need for that, dear. I've pretty much finished shopping. It's time to head home. Gu Wan, why don't you come home with us? It's been ages since you had dinner at our house. Mother quickly declined her kind offer. Since we've run into Gu Wan, let's just all go home together. We can go shopping another day. Otherwise, this girl might just buy out the entire mall. Every time I go shopping, as long as she's there, this sweetheart wants to buy everything for me. It honestly makes me a little scared. Why are you being so polite with me, auntie? Since you're on my turf, how could I let you spend your own money? Xiao Wang, go and arrange things. Yes, President. Xiao Wang stood behind Gu Wan and bowed respectfully. Then let's head back together. After dinner, I also plan to discuss some business with Yi Qing. Yi Hao held the watch he had just picked, his face flushed with excitement. This is basically Sister Gu Wan giving me a watch. I was stunned for a moment, hearing his inner thoughts. Your ability to delude yourself is truly top tier. Sister Gu Wan. Mother said Shay's the one buying the watches this time. These are gifts Mother is giving us. You're not allowed to make them free. I took Gu Wan's hand and gave her an order. Fine. Didn't I already have someone prepare the Gu Clan's Supreme card for you? Why do you never use it? I know. I'll definitely use it in the future. Using this card allows for free services at all Gu family properties. Before, I always thought of her as just the daughter of a family friend, so I felt awkward about using it. But now, Gu Wan is my future wife as far as I am concerned. Naturally, I can use it with a clear conscience. Hearing this, a slight smile tugged at the corner of Gu Wan's mouth. Only members of the Gu family can possess this card. My willingness to use it was equivalent to admitting that I was indeed the son-in-law of the Gu family. This was her subtle and delicate secret intention, feeling a rare proactive closeness from me. She could no longer maintain her cold expression. Feeling like he was about to become an invisible man, Yi Hao felt a bit frustrated. Hey, system, can I transmit my thoughts to Gu Wan? That's not possible. Host, you can only transmit your inner thoughts to those with blood relations. Then this function of yours is way too useless. I see that other systems in novels are able to make many people hear their inner thoughts. Why are you such a piece of trash? Can other systems exchange gifts for you? Can they help you create an account interface? You're the one who doesn't know how to use it. And yet you blame me. The system was so angered by Yi Hao's attitude that its code nearly caught fire. If it weren't for the fact that he still had some use, it would have run far away a long time ago. This is truly the worst host I have ever guided. Listening to their internal war, I laughed secretly in my heart. Truly a useless host paired with a trash system. You guys are finished. Ha ha ha. I took Gu Wan's hand proactively and stepped forward. She held my hand throughout the way and led me into her car. Then she turned back and said to my mother, Auntie, please let Yi Fan ride in my car. It's been a long time since we had a chance to chat privately. My mother gazed intently at our tightly clasped hands and immediately understood the situation. Of course. Then please help me take good care of Yi Fan. Yi Hao and I won't go along and be third wheels. The smile on her face couldn't be hidden. She clearly sensed that something was changing between the two of us. We aren't usually this intimate, even these physical touches, or this slightly awkward atmosphere. Everything shows that the relationship between us is far from ordinary. My mother is definitely hoping that we will become a couple. That way, she can finally be completely at peace regarding me. We got in the car. Gu Wan immediately told the driver to go. She conveniently pulled up the partition. The fingers of our two hands were still tightly interlaced. She was a bit nervous. I wonder if she's thinking the same thing I am. Did she perhaps just forget to let go? Or does she still only see me as a younger brother? She wanted to speak but didn't dare, fearing that if I was displeased, I would let go immediately. Looking at her panicked state, her usual composure was completely gone. Seeing Gu Wan's tense appearance, the amusement in my eyes was practically overflowing. I gently shook our clasped hands. Sis Gu Wan, why are your palms so soaking wet? Are you that nervous? Are you feeling shy? The tips of Gu Wan's ears instantly turned beet red. She swallowed nervously. Yi and Fan, you're acting a bit different today. Different in what way? I deliberately leaned in close to press her for an answer. My eyes were full of mischievous teasing. Are you? Her voice had gone stiff. If you listened closely, you could hear it trembling. It seemed she didn't dare utter the words that followed. I decisively leaned in and gave her a light kiss on the cheek. That's right. I've known for a long time that you've had a secret crush on me. Looking at her dazed and stunned expression, my eyes crinkled into crescent moons from laughing. I even waved at her triumphantly. The person who is usually so cold and reliable. The one who always wears such a serious face. It turns out she has such a pure and adorable side too. Yi Fan, since you kissed me, you have to take responsibility for me. Her eyes didn't blink once as they locked onto me. She didn't want to miss a single one of my micro-expressions. She wanted to find out for sure if I liked her too, but looking into those eyes of hers, no matter what, she was determined to have me. Looking at that expression on her face, she surely felt that since I had seen through her heart, and especially since I didn't hate her, she would definitely go on the offensive. She won't give any other woman the chance to get close to me. I rested my chin on my other hand, deliberately pretending to think it over just to tease her. Seeing that she was becoming unbearably anxious, I finally let out a laugh. My sister clearly wanted to find an excuse to rightfully give her a beating to vent her frustration. After all, going from best friends to sisters-in-law, she'll definitely want to take very close care of her. All right, eldest sister. Gu Wan knew she couldn't avoid this beating, so she happily agreed immediately. As it turns out, being called eldest sister only made my eldest sister feel more aggrieved. Eldest sister looked at the two of us still holding hands and deliberately pulled her away. It's still early. Let's go to the study and talk business first. Gu Wan was forced to let go of my hand, and she immediately looked unhappy. But she didn't dare offend my eldest sister. Seeing Gu Wan's dejected face, my sister's lips actually curled up into a smirk. It seems smiles never truly disappear. They just move from one person to another. She felt much more at ease now. Looking at their childish interaction, I laughed until my eyes were nearly closed. Meanwhile, Yi Hao, who was ignored, felt extremely frustrated. He sat next to Mother. His hands were tightly gripping his pant legs. I could hear his heart screaming. On what grounds? What exactly is so good about Yi Fan? Why didn't Sis Guan even look at me once? Why does everyone only care about him? System, quickly broadcast my inner thoughts. Why does everyone seem to have forgotten I exist? Is it because I am too hateful? I heard him continue to wallow in self-pity and resentment. As expected, I am the redundant one in this house. Why? What point of Yi Fan's is better than mine? Why does Sis Guan insist on not looking at me? Hearing the inner thoughts that Yi Hao projected, everyone in the house had a different reaction. Fourth sister Yi Yao was already used to his hostility toward me. Ti Kung Vu may be at Chu Yan Diep Hao, that he actually had designs on Guan. Regarding this, in her heart, she had only 4 words of evaluation, pure delusional fantasy. While my parents thought more about how to improve Yi Hao's view of me, they only hoped for the family to be harmonious and peaceful. Yi Fan already has a girlfriend now. How? Is there anyone you secretly admire? Mother can help you look into it. My mother anxiously took Yi Hao's hand. Mother felt that Yi Hao was still blaming me for being switched at birth years ago. She always wanted to help him untie that knot in his heart. Hearing my mother ask that, Yi Hao stammered, not knowing how to answer. Mother, I still don't have anyone I like. My father also frowned and spoke in a stern voice. Yi Hao, you are Yi Fan's older brother. Stop picking fights with your younger brother all the time. Guan is already his girlfriend now. My father surely thought Yi Hao was deliberately trying to compete with me. After all, he had only just met Guan for the first time. Yi Hao sneered in his heart, listening to his inner voice. Father doesn't comfort me. He even tells me not to compete with Yi Fan. As expected, only Mother is truly good to me. But does Father saying that mean he understands my manipulative words from earlier? Thinking this, his eyes turned red with indignation. I didn't have any other intentions. He began pretending to be innocent again. I was simply praising Yi Fan's good taste in people. Why does everyone think I am competing with him? Watching them each talk in their own way, it truly was like they were speaking different languages. I, the only one who knew the truth, could hardly hold back my laughter. Yi Hao, with a face full of grievance, ran straight to his room. I heard his heart filled with defiance and resentment. Why does Yi Fan always get everyone's favor, while no matter how I broadcast my inner thoughts, they don't hold any weight in their eyes at all? If this continues, what will happen to the mission? System, do you have any moves for this current situation? I heard his system was also starting to get anxious, even though he just returned. Luck points haven't increased, but have actually been deducted. This is really getting out of hand, but it didn't want the host to lose direction, so it could only comfort him. Host, don't be in a hurry. Let's wait for an opportunity for now. The male lead isn't that easy to deal with. Perhaps in the upcoming homecoming banquet. With so many eyes, it will be a good opportunity. I should probably calculate this myself instead. Yi Hao flopped onto the bed and began calculating which plot points in the script could be utilized. Furthermore, is Guan actually the female lead in the original work, and that mysterious character from the Jiang family too? Maybe they can be investigated a bit during that party. Regardless, I must take the male lead position. Even if I don't get it, I absolutely cannot let Yi Fan benefit. A gentle call from Mother sounded outside the door. Time to eat. How? I know. Mother, I am coming down now. Yi Hao didn't think any further, and followed Mother downstairs to the dining room. I stood by the dining table, smelling the rich aroma. The food today is so lavish. Mother, is second sister home yet? My mother nodded slightly. She's back, dear. She's in eldest sister's study. Let me go up and call them down. After saying that, I turned toward the study. Yi Hao stood by the table, but didn't sit down immediately. He wanted to wait for Guan to come down before deciding where to sit. He still hadn't given up. He still wanted to try his luck one more time. I pulled Guan down to sit right next to me. Yi Yao was about to sit down when she caught a glimpse of Yi Hao heading for the empty seat next to Guan. She quickly sat down there first. In that moment, she surely felt incredibly cool, as if declaring grandly that she would protect her little brother's love. I guessed eldest sister and the others didn't know about Yi Hao's petty intentions yet. Yi Hao, having his seat stolen, could only sit down resentfully diagonally across from Guan. His heart was full of constant complaining. Fourth sister, really, suddenly coming to snatch my seat. Of all the chairs to sit in, she just had to sit here. I wanted to sit next to Sis Guan, but I must keep my feelings for Guan hidden. I can't let anyone notice. Anyway, she's with Yi Fan now. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. It's all because of Yi Fan. Otherwise, I surely could have grown up together with Sis Guan, and I would be the one receiving her favor now. Yi Hao's eyes darted around. He started his manipulative schemes. He smoothed his hair back and raised his head to speak gently to Guan. Miss Gu, I heard you are very skilled in financial management. I wonder if you could help me look over my plan later. Guan's gaze remained on me from beginning to end. She didn't pay him the slightest bit of attention. Third sister, the one who couldn't hear inner thoughts, seemed to have noticed something unusual as well. In this house, she is the most perceptive one, while eldest sister Yi Qing was like a fool, completely unable to see through these tricks. I frowned slightly. and leaned my head on Guwan's shoulder to claim ownership. Big brother. My eldest sister is also very good at financial management. You could try asking her for advice instead. Eldest sister Yi Qing heard what I said and was stunned for a moment, even though she didn't like Yi Hao much. As long as it was a request from me, she would definitely help. Yi Hao subtly leaned forward, trying to get a little closer to Guwan. Little brother. I didn't mean anything else. I just wanted to ask Miss Gu for a quick reference. My mother didn't notice the strange atmosphere at all and was still happily smiling while placing food in Guwan's bowl. Eat plenty, dear. Remember to come over and visit often in the future. My father remained silent, but his gaze occasionally flickered toward Guwan. Even if he was satisfied, he couldn't help but feel worried. Meanwhile, Yi Hao still wanted to find an opportunity to strike up a conversation, but I skillfully brushed him off every time without leaving a trace. He lowered his head, unwillingness clearly visible in the depths of his eyes. System. The thing I told you to do this morning. What's the progress? It responded immediately. Rest assured, master. The forum is very lively right now. After the meal ended, despite the deep reluctance in her heart, Guwan prepared to head home first. Anyway, there's still a long time ahead of us. I walked her all the way to the door. She suddenly gave me a very tight hug. Yi Fan, today is the happiest day of my life. Actually, I've always been right behind you. Finally, you were willing to turn around and see me. Her warm breath brushed past my reddened ear. My voice also became softer. You're mine, but you also have to be careful of the wicked thoughts of that brother of mine. She bowed her head and gave me a light kiss on the forehead. In my heart, there has only ever been you. Rest assured. A young couple who had just confirmed their relationship like us. Just like that, we lingeringly said our goodbyes. Tomorrow is Monday. Time to go back to school. I wonder how far the system's business has been handled. I had just stepped through the door when I saw Yi Hao sitting ominously in the living room, which made me freeze for a moment. What kind of devious trick is he telling the system to pull now? This didn't happen in my previous life, but it makes sense. Last time, his tactics were completely successful. The whole school was convinced that I always bullied him, so he didn't need to waste extra effort on slandering me further. Have you guys heard the news? Yi Fan ordered someone to lock his brother in the classroom. Someone personally heard him tell Yi to lock the door. No way. He doesn't look like that kind of person. I heard he's not the real young master of the Yi family. It was a mix-up at birth. The real young master is Yi Hao, the one who just transferred here. Is that the brother he locked up? That's right. So this rumor is likely 80% true. Exactly. No wonder he locked Yi Hao up like that. Maybe Yi Hao's fearful and cowering appearance is because he's been bullied at home all this time. Malicious rumors regarding me and Yi Hao are spreading at lightning speed, causing a stir everywhere. Even He Yu and the others who just entered the school gates have already heard them, but because he knew what happened was true, he didn't speak up to refute it, and his silence, in turn, only made everyone certain that the rumor was the truth of the matter. As soon as I arrived at school, I immediately felt everyone was looking at me with very strange eyes today. Moreover, they were constantly whispering behind my back. I hurried toward the classroom, wanting to find He Yu to ask what exactly the situation was. Meanwhile, Yi Hao, who had just stepped off the car, looked incredibly smug because he had achieved his goal. He was the one who ordered the system to spread rumors on the school forum, claiming that I instructed He Yu to lock him up. He even exposed the whole real vs. fake young master story. As long as the second part was confirmed to be true, then naturally, everyone would believe the first part without a shadow of a doubt. He wanted to use this to gain sympathy, and at the same time, destroy my image at school. He just needed people to know he was the genuine young master of the Yi family. Then I would never be able to act smug again. The students at this school are all from upper-class circles. He definitely had to find a way to utilize that to his advantage. Yi Fan, you're here. Come over here. I had just entered the class when He Yu spotted me and called me over. He Yu. Why is everyone looking at me so strangely today? Did something happen? I stared at him with a puzzled look on my face. He lowered his voice. It's about what happened after school last Friday. Didn't you tell me to lock Yi Hao in the classroom? Someone must have eavesdropped and posted it on the school forum. If only I had been a bit more careful, I wouldn't have been caught. It's all my fault. He Yu spoke while showing regret as he looked at me. After all, this incident was due to his oversight. I shook my head slightly. It's okay, He Yu. But if I told you the person who messaged you that day wasn't me, would you believe me? Looking at my dead serious expression, He Yu thought for a while before speaking. I believe you. Actually, I felt something was a bit off at the time too. I know what kind of person you are. You're not the type to do something like that, but that person used your actual account. They even managed to fake your voice. I just thought it was because you hated him so much. Otherwise, I never would have done it. I said with deep gratitude. Thanks, He Yu. Once I got home and checked the chat history, everything became clear. So I immediately returned to school to bring my brother home right then. I knew He Yu was all bark and no bite. Tough on the outside, but soft-hearted. He did all of that just because he wanted what was best for me. But he hesitated before asking further. But Yi Fan, were you really switched at birth? Is Yi Hao actually the biological son of the Yi family? The moment he finished speaking, the entire classroom suddenly went dead silent. Everyone pricked up their ears, waiting for some juicy gossip. Before I could even open my mouth to answer, Yi Hao happened to step into the classroom at that exact moment. He immediately spoke up to confirm. Yi Fan and I were indeed switched at birth, but I think Yi Fan was just a newborn baby at the time. Even though he took over my identity for all these years, I absolutely do not hold a single word of resentment against him. After saying that, he even pretended to wipe the corner of his eye. The classroom immediately erupted into chaos again. People began whispering and gossiping incessantly. Yi Hao, were you really locked in the classroom by someone? Finally, someone couldn't resist asking him to verify. He answered with a face full of grievance. Yes, I don't know who locked the door from the outside. I was the only one in the classroom then, but I am sure it wasn't Yi Fan who did it. Right? He said this while casting a glance at me with his reddened eyes. Then he quickly looked down again, while standing by the window, talking to me. Yu couldn't contain his anger and stood up abruptly. I was the one who locked it, but I just wanted to play a little joke on you. Besides, Yi Fan arrived right after that. He opened the door and took you home. He knew that even if he told the truth, no one would believe it, so he might as well just stand up and take all the blame himself. After all, in this situation, my status was incredibly awkward. Yi Hao hadn't expected Yu to dare to publicly admit it like that. He immediately questioned, "Friend Yu, we don't have any grudges against each other. What you did was truly going too far." Suddenly, someone with a disdainful face rushed out and blocked my path. Finally, someone's been pushed out as cannon fodder to test me, just like in my past life. Is it this guy again? You still have the nerve to show your face at school? Everyone knows you bullied Yi Hao now. Besides, you're not the Yi family's young master anymore. Are you still thick-skinned enough to linger here? Seems like he heard about the real vs. fake young master thing, so he was egged on by others to come pick a fight with me. In my previous life, you did things far worse than this. Last time, you didn't even reason. You just went straight to getting physical. Why are you only using your mouth to test me this time? I bet you're pulling this stunt just to suck up to Yi Hao. Aren't you? Do you really think I am still as easy to bully as before? I didn't bother paying him any attention and silently walked straight toward the cafeteria. This guy wasn't an important target anyway. Arguing with him would only make things more endlessly troublesome. It's truly a waste of time. For these petty tests, I plan to finish them all off once and for all tonight. But Yu, standing behind me, couldn't endure it any longer. He couldn't just stand by and watch me being mocked like that. If you dare say one more reckless word, it'll make it so your whole family can't survive in this imperial city anymore. Yu stood aggressively with hands on hips, blocking the way in front of me, looking just like a mother hen trying her best to protect her chick. The He family might not compare to top-tier clans like the Yi family, but around here, they are still considered to have a very respectable position. Dealing with an ordinary middle-class family was as easy as turning over his hand for him. You could say it was already in the bag. Young master He. Please, young master, have mercy and spare my family. I swear I'll never dare to do it again. He was so terrified that he collapsed right onto the ground, scrambling over to grab the hem of Yu's shirt while begging piteously. If his parents knew he had offended the He family, they would undoubtedly kick him out of the house without hesitation. Someone like him, accustomed to luxury, could never endure a life of poverty. Perhaps his Lai family is truly finished from now on. Yu looked around at the crowd of students whispering nearby and issued a warning in an extremely stern voice. If you knew this day would come, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. The rest of you too, don't mistake Yi Fan's kindness and easygoing nature for weakness. Keep in mind, Yi Fan is the person I am protecting. Is that clear to you all? Yi Hao, who had been hiding in the crowd watching all along, finally stepped out. He kindly helped the Lai student scramble up from the ground, then carefully brushed the dust off the person's pants. This classmate has truly realized his mistake. You shouldn't push people too far like that. I am sure he didn't do it on purpose. Yi Hao's dignified and righteous appearance immediately made Yu laugh because it was so ridiculous. As if he actually regrets it. It's just because he knows his life is about to be over. Young Master Yi, please, young master, save me. Didn't I do all of this for your sake? Young master, please give me a hand. If only the Yi family would speak up and intervene, then the He family would never dare touch our Lai family. He stared at Yi Hao with hopeful eyes. His hands gripped Yi Hao's wrist tightly, as if trying to grab the last lifebuoy of his life. Save me. Hey, classmate, are you misunderstanding something here? How could I let anyone bully my younger brother? Yi Hao tried to act surprised as if he couldn't believe his ears. Regardless, I appreciate your good intentions. I will definitely mention this to my family. Don't worry. Your family won't go bankrupt. Don't worry too much. He pulled his hand back, as if what happened was just a trivial matter not worth mentioning. Do you really think his words carry any weight in the Ye family? Haha, stop joking around, will you? Hearing that, Yu rolled his eyes in contempt and began to mock him mercilessly. I had already told him that. At home, none of my sisters actually give a damn about Yi Hao. You should know. The person truly in control of the Yi group now is Yi Qing, and she is the eldest sister who dotes on Yi Fan above all else. How could she ever forgive someone who insulted Yi Fan for Yi Hao's sake? Some people just never learn to read the situation clearly, thinking you're so clever. Don't you agree? Yi Fan, let's get going. Time to go eat. I silently watched this ridiculous drama unfold. In my past life, because I couldn't defend myself, and on top of that, my messages were leaked at school. My life back then was way more chaotic than it is now. Everyone thought I'd lost my status in the Yi family, that I was about to be kicked out, supporting myself only on the little affection left from over the years. There's always someone looking to suck up to Yi Hao. The real young master's lackeys would come looking for trouble with me. Even He Yu was forced by his father to transfer to a school abroad because of this. I know his father thought He Yu was the one who started it, but the fault actually lay with me. After all, he couldn't bear to scold his own son for making mistakes, so he could only blame others for leading him astray. So it was better to keep him away from me. In my past life, this same classmate I barely remembered was the first to jump out and cause trouble. Back then, he directly pushed me down. His words were even more foul back then. But he wasn't by my side then. Everyone around me just stood by and watched the drama. Having just learned about my true identity, I didn't have the courage to tell the family. Because of this initial testing of the waters, more and more people came looking for trouble later on. Yi Hao also took that opportunity to secretly recruit many people to do his bidding. But He Yu truly lived up to being my best friend. People used to say he only followed me out of respect for the Yi family. But through our time together, I realized he is truly a man of his word. His days at the He family were never easy. He Yu's mother was the first wife of the He family head. She had just passed away. His father rushed to marry another woman. That stepmother even brought along a son a few months older than him. Since then, his status in the He family plummeted. It was only because of his good relationship with me that his situation in the He family gradually improved. Even though his father favored the other son, what he valued most was his own interest. Deep down, I felt very guilty toward him. I knew He Yu didn't have a good life abroad. In the He family, he wasn't pampered like I was. Losing my protection and offending his father, he was abandoned by the He family long ago. Seeing He Yu still upset during the meal, I comforted him. I am fine, He Yu. They're just a bunch of opportunists. They're not worth worrying about. Don't trouble yourself by going to see Uncle He, for my sake. I can handle this myself. Don't you worry. I knew He Yu despised that father of his, so I reminded him, you have to be careful with that stepmother. Didn't you say last time that she might have harmed your mother? How's it going? Any results yet? Not yet. She's very guarded against me. He Yu let out a sigh. I knew that in his heart. The He family had long stopped being a home. The He family only achieved what it has today, entirely because of your mother. As soon as she passed, he rushed to bring that woman and her son into the house. There's definitely something fishy going on. I bet your father and that stepmother have been together for a long time. That brother of yours is likely his biological son. Otherwise, why would he spoil him so much? Yeah, I think so too. Just as the He family started to prosper, my mother fell ill and died. It's too much of a coincidence. It's just a pity there's never been any evidence. He shook his head with a bitter smile. He's been investigating in secret for years, but has found nothing. I feel like I owed He Yu way too much in my past life. In this life, I must help him to uncover the truth behind his mother's death and reclaim his inheritance of the He family. But right now, the most important thing is these rumors. It doesn't matter whether people believe them or not. The key is to not let them think I am easy to bully just because I am the fake young master. I can't be stupid enough to let myself be bullied and stay silent, like in my past life. Otherwise, everyone will just assume I've really been abandoned by the Yi family. But this time is different. I am no longer the insecure Yi fan, who knew nothing. This time, I've decided to go home and tattle. At the school gate, I sat silently in the car, waiting for Yi Hao. Look, he's sitting in the Yi family car. Doesn't he still have to wait for Yi Hao to get in before he dares to leave? After all, Yi fan isn't the biological son. He's probably lost that do whatever I want attitude he used to have. The whispers of my classmates outside reached my ears. I lowered my eyes to hide the coldness within. I glanced at the rearview mirror. Big brother Yi Hao was strolling over. The smugness on his face was clear as day. Yi Hao opened the door and sat inside cheerfully. Yi fan, how was your day? If anyone bullies you, remember to tell me. Seeing his face full of concern, I couldn't help but praise him in my heart. What a great performance. I still have a lot to learn about switching faces that fast. Brother, that classmate today only troubled me because of you. I lowered my head aggrievedly, hiding the mockery in my eyes. I've already taught him a good lesson. Don't worry, he won't dare to do it again. Yi Hao excitedly grabbed my hand. He really enjoyed the flattery from those classmates. Even though you're not mom's biological son, I'll still treat you like my own brother. His eyes were full of sincerity. Thank you, brother. Even though I wasn't born from mom, she still treats me as well as before, even after finding out. On the other hand, you must have suffered a lot outside all these years. On the surface, we were polite, but one was mocking origins, while the other boasted about being favored. After that, no one said a word for the rest of the way. The car arrived home silently in the sunset. I stood at the door, mentally prepared. As soon as I stepped inside, my eyes turned red. Seeing this, Mom was the first to rush over, asking worriedly, Yi fan, why are you crying? Did someone bully you? Yi Yao put down her phone when she heard the noise, coming over to hug my shoulders. Don't be sad. No matter what happens, fourth sister is here for you. There's nothing to be afraid of. I looked at my family members who were worrying about me. My voice carried a timely sob. As soon as I got to school today, I heard them saying I purposely bullied brother, and that I locked him in the classroom. But I clearly didn't do anything. Dad frowned and stood up. Behind his stern expression was an undeniable heartache. Who spread these words? I'll go talk to their parents and demand an explanation. As soon as I entered school today, everyone was gossiping. Someone even mocked me during lunch. Everyone was pointing at me on the way home too. Some called me thick-skinned, saying I am not a Yi son, yet I am stubbornly refusing to leave, and that I even bullied the real young master of the Yi family. If it weren't for Yu protecting me, I would have been jumped for sure. As I spoke, tears began to stream down my face, seeing me cry silently. The whole family was heartbroken. They had never seen me so mistreated. Yi Shulan gently wiped my tears. Don't cry, good boy. Your sisters are all here. Even though she had long seen through my acting, she couldn't help but feel for me. That's right. Ever since the day I gave my room to Yi Hao, my second sister, Yi Shulan, realized I was always acting when it came to Yi Hao. But she found me especially adorable like this, like a kitten baring its claws for self-protection. Maybe the security we provided wasn't enough, causing the boy to feel so insecure. Yi Qing took out her phone and told her assistant to investigate the school incident. Her voice was ice cold. Daring to touch my brother. Once I find out who, none of them will escape. After speaking, she turned her gaze toward Yi Hao. She knew in her heart that this definitely had to do with him. He's the one who benefits most from the news of me not being a biological son. Oh no. Eldest sister. Why are you looking at me? I could hear his inner thoughts loud and clear. Even though I told the system to spread the rumors, you guys will never trace it back to me. Even if you're suspicious, you won't find any evidence. The system broadcasted his thoughts. Why is eldest sister looking at me? Is she suspecting me? But I didn't do anything. At school, I even told everyone not to bully Yi Fan anymore. Yi Hao's face was full of sadness, his eyes brimming with grievance, acting as if he were the biggest victim. Why is eldest sister looking at me? Although I had the system spread the rumors, you guys definitely won't find out. Suspicion alone will never lead to proof. Watching Yi Hao's two-faced performance, Mom doubted herself. For the first time, did I misjudge this son? Do I really know him? He's always saying one thing while thinking another. Will I ever have the chance to raise him, right? But her years of guilt kept her from being harsh. Meanwhile, the sisters thought, just as expected. Quite the actor, isn't he? Dad looked at Yi Hao with disappointment. Yi Hao, why didn't you explain things clearly to everyone? You know perfectly well it wasn't Yi Fan who locked you up. Yi Hao realized Dad was ignoring his broadcasted thoughts again. He only cares if I am being mistreated. Dad, I did explain. It wasn't my brother who locked me in, but people only believe their own judgments. I even told them not to bully Yi Fan. Hearing Yi Hao's excuses, Dad didn't even bother to advise him anymore. No wonder he favors me. This son's personality is truly unbearable. System, are my thoughts even being broadcasted? Why is there never any reaction? Hearing the questioning, the system also began to worry he wouldn't complete the mission. Of course they are. It's because what you're saying is wrong. That's why no one is reacting. Stop playing the victim all the time. Try a different tactic. Seeing the family comfort me from a corner while I pretended to cry, he glared at me with malice. His eyes were full of sinister intent. With the family's overwhelming comfort, I gradually stopped crying, but the corner of my mouth quirked up slightly. This grand drama is finally coming to an end. I was getting ready for the best finale. Eldest sister answered the phone. Her assistant's voice came through. Director Yi. The matter has been fully investigated. Initially, someone posted an expose on the school's intranet, saying Yi Fan told Yu to lock Yi Hao in the classroom. Supposedly, it was overheard by accident. Right after, someone leaked that Yi Fan isn't the Yi family's biological son. Since the newly arrived Yi Hao is the same age as Yi Fan, people guessed Yi Hao is the real young master. The news spread over the weekend. By Monday, almost everyone knew. Then, everyone got confirmation from Yi Hao himself that he was locked up. Even though he didn't say Yi Fan did it, he did admit the two were switched at birth. Once the person involved admitted it, the rumors exploded even more. That's when some people got malicious ideas. Since Yi Fan wasn't the biological son, they tried to kiss up to Yi Hao by causing trouble for Yi Fan. As for the person who posted and leaked the info, their original identity couldn't be traced. The list of involved individuals has been sent to you. Ma'am. All right, good work. Eldest sister hung up. She immediately realized the system had spread it, and that Yi Hao was the one behind the scenes. How could he be so unwise? Meanwhile, the Li villa was in total chaos. Li's mother was frantic after learning her son had offended me. She paced the living room, tallying up their assets. Li's father also rushed out to pull some strings. Night fell. Li and Anne, with handprints still visible on his face, arrived at our villa gate. He knelt on the cold marble floor and began to kowtow. Young Master Yi, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have mocked you. Please, spare my family. I am kowtowing to beg you. As long as you forgive me, I'll do anything you say, he cried out again and again. His voice was raspy but filled with desperation. But the Yi family gave no response. The cold marble under his knees mirrored his heart chilled to the bone. I stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, watching the scene through the curtains. My heart felt no ripple of emotion. Yi Hao pretended to be reluctant and advised me, Yi Fan, he only said a few things to you. There's no need to make such a big deal out of it. He looks so pitiful now. Just forgive him. I know you're the kindest person. Eldest sister put down her files. She glanced at Yi Hao and gave a cold laugh. He brought this on himself. Of course, this isn't over yet. If you do wrong, you must pay the price. Don't you agree? Yi Hao lowered his head. He knew eldest sister was warning him. Please forgive me, or ill. Just keep kneeling here forever. I walked over and swung the main door open. Li Anan immediately looked up at me, with tears in his eyes. I really know I was wrong. I beg you, please spare me. If not, you can do whatever you want with me. Just please let my family go. I looked at Li Anan's desperate state. My heart felt no ripple of emotion. It's not that you know you were wrong. It's that you're afraid your family will go bankrupt. Just leave. I won't forgive you no matter how long you kneel. If you do wrong, you pay the price. After speaking coldly, I turned around and slammed the door shut. Li Anan's face instantly turned pale. He knew begging was useless. I wasn't going to let him off. Like a lost soul, he staggered to his feet and headed home. I sat on the sofa, listening to my family's comfort. Eldest sister, with her domineering style, transferred money to me for a shopping spree. Third sister thoughtfully offered to be my bodyguard. While I was laughing at fourth sister's antics, the doorbell rang. Mom went to open it. A familiar figure stood at the door. Seeing Guwan at the door, I rushed over. My voice was full of excitement. Guwan, why are you here? I heard someone was bullying you. Guwan carried a warm cup of milk tea, her eyes full of heartache for me. I brought your favorite milk tea. Drink. It might make you feel better. She poked the straw in and handed it to me. I didn't take it. Instead, I grabbed her hand, intertwining our fingers, feeling the warmth spread from her fingertips. I called out loudly into the house. I am going for a walk. I'll be back soon. My sudden move flustered Guwan. Her throat tightened. The tips of her ears started to burn. Mom took my shoes from the closet, her face teasing. Yifan, are you going on a date? Yes, Mom. Guwan and I are going for a short walk. Looking at Guwan's reddened ears, my heart felt incredibly sweet. Be safe. Come home early. Following eldest sister's reminder, I led Guwan out the gate. The night breeze, with its summer heat, brushed against my clothes. Guwan's long legs moved slowly under her skirt, as if afraid a faster pace would end this rare intimacy she was enjoying. Wishing time would just stand still. Guwan, hold up the milk tea. I want a sip. I suddenly leaned in close to her. Our shadows intertwined on the ground. Feeling my warm breath against her ear, her heart skipped a beat. Then it suddenly began to race. She hesitated for a second before raising the cup. Watching me lower my head to drink from her hand, she said nothing, only staring at me intently, where I couldn't see. Her eyes were filled with passion and longing. It's delicious. Guwan, you should try some too. My voice was like a feather brushing her ear, giving her a tickling sensation. She leaned down to take the straw, her throat moving slightly. This sip was sweet to the core, but it only made her throat drier and her heart more thirsty. It's good, right? I looked up directly into her eyes. My gaze made her throat tighten. A normally calm person like her was now in a daze, completely led by me. Yeah, very sweet. Can I have another taste? As soon as I nodded, I felt her soft, cool lips on my forehead, slowly moving down between my brows to my nose and finally pressing firmly against my lips. She kissed me with intense urgency, completely forgetting why she came tonight. She enveloped my entire being with her body, instinctively wanting to hold me tighter, just a bit tighter. I tilted my head back, weakly accepting this passion. Juwen held me domineeringly, walking together like a real couple, sharing intimacies that were once only dreams. I placed my hands on her chest and pushed gently. I really couldn't take much more. Guwan noticed my avoidance and reluctantly let go. Yifan, I am always right behind you. If anyone bullies you, just turn around and call me. I'll immediately help you bully them back. She stared at me with deep affection. You're so good to me. I wrapped my arms around Guwan. We have to be together forever. Guwan never thought she'd hear those words from my mouth. She had spent so many late nights looking at my photo, imagining our future together. And now, I was right in front of her, making a promise just for her. Her heart burned with heat. Yifan, I like you. I've liked you for a very, very long time. Do you like me? She took a deep breath, trying to stay calm, but her voice still trembled, filled with insecurity. My gaze was passionate and firm. I like you. I like the person who silently takes care of everything when I am sick. I also like the person who patiently listens to my nonsense and responds to me. And the person who, whenever I am in trouble, will always stand behind me, supporting me. She probably didn't expect it, that I saw every little thing she did. I kept a close eye on everything, and kept them all in my heart. But when facing me, deep down, she still felt inferior, always afraid that one day I would leave her. After all, I am perfect in every way. Yifan, don't leave me. Otherwise, I'll go crazy. She couldn't hold back any longer, and pulled me into a tight embrace, holding me so close. Smelling the sweet scent of milk tea rising from the ground, I felt my heart was even sweeter than this cup of milk tea. Little brother Yifan. A sudden call broke the sweetness between us. A tall figure was slowly approaching, walking leisurely. His whole being exuded laziness through his voice. He stepped under the streetlight. His black shirt was unbuttoned halfway down. Getting closer, a strong smell of alcohol could be detected. One look, and you could tell he wasn't up to any good. Isn't this Sister Gu? Why are you two hugging here like this? He casually draped his coat over his shoulder, leaning against the lamp post, curiously observing us. Is it you? Didn't expect it. right? Yuan and I are together now. Let's see if you still dare to bully me after this. I triumphantly tilted my chin up, who said before that no one would want me. Now I am someone with a girlfriend. Lin Wu raised an eyebrow at my huffy appearance. A flicker of nostalgia crossed his mind. This kid really hasn't changed at all. Looking at the two of them flirting in front of him, like a pair of fated bickering lovers. I noticed Yuan's strange behavior. I took the initiative to hold her hand, smiling sweetly. Sister Guan, let's continue our walk. I then turned to look at Lin Wu, purposely swinging our tightly clasped hands. You should leave quickly. Don't interfere with our date. You really have no sense of timing. Fine. 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 I won't stay here and be a third wheel. Or Sister Gu might find an excuse to deal with me later. Let's meet for a meal sometime. He waved his hand elegantly, then turned around and headed home, watching Lin Wu's figure fade into the distance. I finally looked up at Gu Wan, Sister Wan, under the dim streetlights. I held her hand and we continued our slow walk. Neither of us spoke another word, silently savoring the sweet aftertaste of this first intimacy. The streetlights stretched and merged our shadows together, separating and then intertwining, repeating endlessly like that. As soon as I got home, I heard the fourth sister's sarcastic mocking. So you finally decided to show your face back here. Everyone was present in the living room. They were obviously waiting for me. Mother didn't even bother to pay attention to her. Mom pulled me down to sit beside her. Yifan, did the date go well? Son, I recalled the kiss under the streetlights. My cheeks involuntarily flushed red. It was very good. Sister Guan has already returned home. Seeing that shy look of mine, Yihao thought to himself. I wonder what kind of tricks he used. For Sister Guan to be so blind as to choose him, he probably only has his face going for him. Hearing Yihao's bitter inner thoughts, I clicked my tongue in disdain. He really thinks everyone is just like him, only knowing how to use despicable schemes, and even daring to call her Sister Guan. What thick skin he has. I wonder, while I wasn't here, what kind of thoughts he stuffed into the family's heads. Mom, what were you all talking about just now? I hugged my mother's arm playfully, wanting to compete for my family's affection. Keep dreaming. Just talking about the days Yihao lived outside. Sigh. Your brother really suffered a lot in the past. We must make it up to him, well, from now on. Mom distressfully stroked Yihao's head. Her eyes were full of guilt. I am fine, Mom. Everything is in the past. As long as you are here, Mom, I won't have to suffer anymore. Yihao imitated me, leaning his head on Mom's shoulder. This action was undoubtedly a silent provocation. I was indeed feeling quite annoyed. What a copycat. While I was away, he must have acted pitiful many times to gain sympathy. I narrowed my eyes, with a smirk that wasn't quite a smile. That's right, brother has returned. From now on, Mom will love him twice as much. It's all my fault that you had to suffer like that on the outside. I spoke while blinking my eyelashes. Tears were on the verge of falling. Mom was immediately overwhelmed with heartache. Every fallen tear was like salt on her heart. This isn't your fault, my sweet child. Don't cry anymore. You were born to be my son. Mom couldn't help but blame herself, knowing full well that Yifan feels guilty toward his brother. Yet she still mentioned Yihao's suffering, upsetting him. She must never mention it in front of him again. Dad, as usual, took out 10 million yuan for each of the two brothers, telling us to go shopping together whenever we have free time. Yi Shu Lan took out a handkerchief, gently wiping away my tears. Sweetie, don't cry anymore. You won't be handsome if you keep crying. She understood my hostility toward Yihao perfectly. So, basically, I couldn't possibly feel guilty or sad. Honestly, I didn't need comforting. But she feels distressed whenever she sees even a single tear from me. The tip of my nose was red from crying, looking both pitiful and somewhat adorable. Yi Ting was startled by this thought. If there hadn't been a mix-up that year, what would have happened to Yi Fan alone out there? She didn't dare think about it any further. Her brows furrowed deeply. An infinite wave of heartache welled up inside her. Youngest brother, come see what this is. Yi Yao panted as she held up a model in her hand. Wow, a limited edition mecha model. That's so cool. I immediately stopped crying and grinned broadly. Thanks, fourth sister. I didn't expect you to know. I like this. I happily took the model and rubbed it against my cheek. Seeing her brother happy again, Yi Yao finally breathed a sigh of relief. As soon as she saw me cry, she rushed back to her room to get a gift immediately. I am still the cleverest one. Isn't it like the sun coming out after the rain? She triumphantly glanced at the silent eldest sister. Yi Fan, I don't blame you. Don't be sad about this anymore. Everyone is very worried about you. Yi Hao impatiently interrupted this warm scene. He looked at me with a worried expression, trying to pull everyone's attention back to himself. He really wasn't resigned to this. After working so hard to gain some sympathy with his self-pity trick, why did all the attention disappear the moment I showed up? Yi Hao secretly gritted his teeth, slightly lowering his head. Deep in his eyes was uncontrollable hatred. Thank you. It's great that you don't blame me. I intimately took his hand and swung it. Mom was very pleased to see this display of brotherly affection. She was extremely satisfied. Just now, Yi Hao's inner thoughts were also full of love for his brother. Even saying he would be a good older brother, she and Dad exchanged glances, feeling that he had finally matured and become more understanding. I turned my head, with a very mysterious expression. Oh, right, Mom. Guess who Sister Gu Wan and I met while walking? Who was it, son? Mom's curiosity was piqued, while playing with the model. I spoke with deliberate exaggeration. It was big brother Lin Wu, the Lin family has returned to the country? Dad, who had been buried in reports, suddenly snapped his head up to ask Yi Ting. Yes, they've been back for 5 days already. The Lin family has now moved their entire focus back home, but their overseas properties are still being maintained. They'll be exporting directly from here in the future. Yi Ting, answered Dad, yet the speed of her replying to emails didn't slow down at all. As the CEO of a top conglomerate, she was truly too busy. Even if she could leave work on time, she still had to work at home until late at night. There were always endless official matters waiting for her. Arrange a time to go meet them. After all, they are old acquaintances. See if there are any cooperation opportunities. Dad had a deep impression of the Lin family, so he wanted to give them a hand, to help them establish a foothold in the capital. For the others, memories of the Lin family were actually quite faint, only vaguely remembering from childhood. A naughty boy who used to bully me. I heard lie. Anan, my bully, just got home and was immediately given a harsh scolding by his mother. His mother yelled at him for failing even at begging for forgiveness, while pinching his arm to vent her anger, just because he couldn't get me to forgive him. As for Li and Anne, I heard he's completely paralyzed with shock. In just a few hours, his life had been turned upside down. Watching his mother take stock of their remaining assets after venting her rage, he didn't say a word. His entire body exuded a sense of weary despair. Stepping into school, I heard people whispering. The Li family businesses are facing one disaster after another. Their stocks are plummeting uncontrollably, and their investments are being withdrawn. They've officially gone bankrupt. It's not just the Li family. Several other families are in big trouble too. Word is that besides the He and Yi families, even the wealthiest Gu family has taken action. I know. Some gossip that the heir of the Gu family and Yi fan are childhood sweethearts. They've had a great relationship since they were little. A senior girl bragged. You underclassmen really haven't seen anything yet. We used to see the Gu family's young lady personally come to school to pick up Yi fan. They chirped and speculated. So won't they have an arranged marriage later? That would be a powerful alliance between the Gu and Yi families. After all, the Gu family was already leading the 4 great families. The Jiang family is at the bottom. Whether there's a marriage or not doesn't change much. Someone acted like they didn't care, while someone confused asked quietly, what exactly happened last night? Why did several families suddenly go bankrupt? The Li family had it worst, and they're saddled with a pile of debt too. All those families were the ones who badmouthed Yi fan and wanted to bully him. Li and Anne was that kid yesterday afternoon who mocked Yi fan in the cafeteria. It seems Yi fan, the fake young master, is still very much spoiled. So wouldn't Yi Hao be dying of embarrassment? Definitely. If I were him, I wouldn't let Yi fan keep occupying the title of young master. The person next to him quickly covered his mouth. Do you have a death wish? Want to be the next one dealt with? Neither of these 2 brothers is someone we can afford to mess with. Groups were whispering everywhere in school today. Small groups gathered and gossiped. What happened last night was truly too shocking. Everyone was discussing it animatedly. Smart people with some family background have probably figured it out after this test. My position remains as solid as a rock, while Yi Hao's value is still uncertain. Before the situation becomes clear, no one dares to pick a side casually. They aren't as stupid as Li and Anne, who wouldn't want to flatter the Yi family instead of offending them. Just as I entered the classroom, He Wu immediately ran over and pulled me aside, starting to whisper, with a very secretive look. Yi fan, have you heard the news yet? Li and Anne has dropped out of school. Isn't that wonderful news? I should thank you as well. He Wu, you definitely went to see that terrible father of yours, didn't you? I put down my backpack, slowly sitting down in my seat. Hey, my dad's skills are nothing compared to yours. It's mainly because your sisters are just too amazing. He scratched his head a little sheepishly. The friends nearby also immediately crowded around to flatter. That's right, Yi fan. Your Yi family is truly too powerful, handling so many families cleanly in just one night. I looked at this crowd and scoffed inwardly. Why weren't you this enthusiastic yesterday when you learned about my status? Now you're back to your old ways. Truly typical fair weather followers. It seems their past flattery was all because they valued my status. Yesterday, as soon as they heard I wasn't biological, their attitude flipped 180 degrees instantly. He Wu was clearly very disappointed in them as well. He looked toward the classroom door and spoke with some curiosity. Is that brother of yours not coming to school today? Right as he finished speaking, I saw several boys surrounding Yi Hao, who had just gotten out of the car, clearly blocking his path right here. Do you all need something from me? Yi Hao looked at them with total alertness. I could tell he realized these people didn't have good intentions. I just stood aside, observing coldly, having absolutely no intention of intervening, causing our family business to suffer heavy losses. Shouldn't you give us an explanation? Exactly. If it weren't for you, we would never have badmouthed Yi fan. Yi Hao sighed softly. Why must it be like this? When did I ever tell you to badmouth my brother? Didn't I always say this wasn't his fault, and told you all not to bully him? It was you who insisted on doing so, and now you want to turn it around on me? He Wu, seeing this scene, immediately perked up his ears to listen in. But we were just trying to get justice for you. You're a Yi family young master after all. Can't you say a few good words for us? Or do you actually have no say in the Yi family? Looking at everyone's doubtful gazes, he thought to himself, I must never let anyone find out that my relationship with the sisters is actually terrible. Luckily, I've never badmouthed Yi fan directly. Even when I mock him, it's only through distant hints for others to figure out. He was always very good at putting on a front. How could that be? My parents spoil me very much. It's just that I also have to consider Yi Fan's feelings. After all, you really did badmouth my brother, didn't you? His tone sounded extremely helpless. You should really go beg Yi Fan, as long as he's willing to forgive you. Then the sisters and I naturally won't pursue it anymore. He Wu heard this, and immediately stepped forward. Then why didn't you stop everyone before? Now you're acting like such a good person. I think, most likely, you carry no weight at all in the Yi family. The Yi family probably doesn't even care about you, right? He Wu smirked. There was a hint of sarcasm in his words. I already advised them long ago not to bully Yi Fan. Can you stop being so aggressive and overbearing? I haven't even offended you. Why? Must you keep hounding me like this? You locked me up last time. I didn't hold it against you for my brother's sake. After saying that, Yi Hao cast his eyes down, looking incredibly pitiful and miserable. Tears quickly rolled down his pale face. Hey, I think you people are being a bit too much, ganging up like this to bully him all alone. A male student, seeing Yi Hao's pitiful state. Finally, a heroic guy couldn't take it anymore and stepped out. Which eye of yours saw me bullying him? Am I not just talking to him normally? He Wu shrugged with an innocent look. Young Master Wei, why don't you just ask my brother yourself, to see if He Wu is actually bullying him or not? I understood Yi Hao's personality all too well. He would never dare tell everyone that He Wu was bullying him. He would only say a few hypocritical, suggestive words. But the guy in front of us, seeing a kind and pitiful Yi Hao, and jumping out with heroic blood to demand justice, definitely wouldn't understand those subtle words. Hey, friend, were they bullying you just now? Go ahead and speak up boldly. I am here now, don't be afraid. Looking at his aura of radiant justice, Yi Hao also felt speechless. They were just looking for me to chat. They haven't done anything to me. He shyly looked up and glanced at everyone, forcing out a bitter smile. Hearing Yi Hao's answer, that guy was completely stunned. Then why are you crying? You made me think they were all ganging up on you. Clearly, he basically didn't understand the hidden meaning, hidden in Yi Hao's gaze and bitter smile. How embarrassing. I misunderstood everyone. I have things to do. So I'll take my leave now. After saying that, he slipped away with a dejected face. After this minor incident, people weren't clear about Yi Hao's status in the Yi family anymore. But yesterday's events made them realize that Yi Fan is definitely the most spoiled person in the family. Yi Fan, I was wrong. I shouldn't have badmouthed you to everyone. Can you please forgive me? Me too. I promise I'll never dare to do it again. Please have mercy and let us off. Just one word from your Yi family, and no one will dare to cooperate with my family anymore. That's right. Now everyone knows we've offended the Yi family. If this continues, my family will go bankrupt. I looked at their tearful faces, only indifferently saying one sentence. I will not forgive you, although in this life they've only said a few vague, pointless things. I am the only one who knows how they treated me in my past life. Only I know the truth. I will absolutely never forgive them. Let's go. I linked arms with He Wu, walking straight ahead without looking back. They watched me leave with wide eyes, but didn't dare to stop me, only able to place all their hopes on Yi Hao. Please, help us. As long as you're willing to help, well, follow your every word from now on. Exactly. As long as my family gets through this disaster, I'll be your lackey in the future. I'll do whatever you say. Hearing these promises, Yi Hao thought this seemed feasible. After all, these kids are quite useful. The most important thing is, today's events will definitely get out. People will surely have doubts in their hearts. I can't let them think that I have no voice in the Yi family. Fine, since you're all so pitiful. I'll put in a good word for you when I get home. He rolled his eyes, seemingly having come up with some clever plan. Mom, I am back. As soon as I got out of the car, I ran like the wind, dashing straight into the house. I made a date with Yi Yao to team up and rank up today. Hearing my clear voice, Mom came all the way to the door to welcome Yi Hao and me. Did you have fun at school today? Son, where's your brother? Why didn't he come home with you? Mom peeked behind me, but there was no sign of Yi Hao. Mom was just afraid something bad had happened to Yi Hao. He's strolling along back there. Mom, I am going upstairs to play with the fourth sister. After saying that, I scurried upstairs immediately, watching my hurried figure from behind. Mom could only shake her head helplessly, muttering, I don't know why he's in such a rush. Be careful, son. As for Yi Hao, it took forever for him to limp to the door with short steps. His thin shoulders were still trembling rhythmically. His eyes were cast down. The tip of his nose was red, looking as if he had just been through a sobbing fit. This face-flipping speed of his, I fear even a master of Sichuan opera would feel ashamed in comparison. Seeing his look of utter grievance, Mother immediately rushed forward to support him. How? What's wrong with you? I am fine, Mom. Watching Mother help him sit on the sofa, Yi Hao's tears fell uncontrollably. Was someone bullying you at school? Mother frowned deeply, and her voice was filled with heartache. Looking at this familiar scene, she didn't suspect at all that Yi Hao was just acting. Mom, am I really that bad? Why does everyone dislike me? He leaned his whole body into Mother's embrace, as if he had just suffered a monumental injustice. Mother gently patted and comforted him. How could that be? Our Hao is the best. Stop crying. Dad and Mom love you very much. Everyone gets disliked by someone at some point. You can't make everyone like you. Look at your third sister. She's a big superstar. Doesn't she have a bunch of anti-fans cursing her every day? Seeing Yi Hao's heartbroken look, she bowed her head and gently wiped his tears. But today at school, everyone was laughing at me, bullying me. They all think I have no status in this house, that I am not as favored as my younger brother Yi Fan. I couldn't even keep the friends I just made. Brother's best friend, Yu, even mocked me publicly. Hearing Yi Hao's inner thoughts, Mother felt incredibly guilty. It's all because we didn't publicly introduce Yi Hao to everyone. That's why they think the Yi family doesn't value him. How about we hold the welcome home party for you sooner? That way, everyone will know how much we love you. No one will dare to bully you anymore. Yi Hao didn't expect his mother to think of this first. There's no need. Mom, I know you've worked hard preparing for this party. So many things haven't been finalized yet. If we suddenly move it up, it will surely be a lot of trouble. It's not that he didn't want it sooner. It's just that he felt the time was too rushed. He wanted a grand party, meticulously prepared just for him. Everything had to be top tier, so everyone could see how much the Yi family valued him. Mom, some classmates thought I was being bullied by my brother, so they said a few bad things about him. Now, no one dares to cooperate with their families anymore. I already told them to apologize to Yi Fan. Could you tell eldest sister to be lenient, to let them off? Everyone knows they are the only few friends I have at school. I also promised to help them plead for mercy. If their families really go bankrupt because of the Yi family, then people will definitely think even more that the Yi family doesn't care about me. Looking at Yi Hao's expectant eyes, Mother's heart was filled with regret. Although she also disliked those who talked behind her son's back, since they had already apologized. She thought they had already paid the price for their slip of the tongue. After this attack, their family assets are almost empty. There's no need to cut off their path completely and force them into bankruptcy. Mother was inherently kind and gentle. In this house, Yi Hao only dared to deceive her. The thing she says, everyone in the house will listen. I'll have a word with your father tonight, to let him speak up, to give them a way out. She let out a long sigh. Yi Hao finally stopped crying. His eyes, red from crying, were now full of joy. He carefully grabbed Mother's hem. Is it true? But will eldest sister agree? Eldest sister only ever has brother in her heart. Hearing his pitiful, pampered voice, maternal instinct surged within her. How would your eldest sister dare not listen to her parents? Don't worry. It's enough as long as your father speaks up. She won't dare to stop it. That's wonderful. That way, everyone will know I am also pampered by the Yi family. No one will dare speak ill of me again. Thank you, Mom. Seeing Yi Hao finally happy again, Mother also breathed a sigh of relief. Let's go. Let's go to the garden. I'll teach you flower arrangement. It's also to relax your mind. I went to my room to put away my backpack, changed into comfortable loungewear, then ran to fourth sister's room. I knocked gently on the door. Sister Yao, I am back. Are you in your room? In the end, there was no answer for a long time. I was momentarily speechless. We clearly agreed to rank up together tonight. Where did fourth sister go? I was about to turn and leave when I heard fourth sister's voice from inside. Are you a pig? Just a few minutes into the match, and you've already fed 8 kills. I beg of you. Farm the minions carefully. Can you please guard the tower well? Hearing fourth sister's frustrated and annoyed voice, I pushed the door open and walked straight in. No wonder you didn't hear me knocking. Turns out you're wearing headphones. Yi Yao was completely focused on the game. She didn't realize at all that I had entered. Got another kill. Everyone newly joined the stream. Please remember to follow me. My jaw dropped. I froze in place for a long time. Immediately after, I understood everything. I stared intently at the comments on the computer screen, then looked at Yi Yao again. I didn't know what to say for a moment. Not until the game ended did Yi Yao notice me standing on the side. That's all for today's stream. See you tomorrow. After speaking, she took off her headphones, quickly turned off the live stream. Brother, you saw everything? She awkwardly scratched her head. Sister Yao, since when did you start streaming? Why didn't you tell me? I should have come to support you. Let me be the top donor on your leaderboard. Looking at my encouraging gaze, a spark lit up in her eyes. She had previously told her parents and eldest sister about wanting to pursue a professional gaming career. Unfortunately, none of them agreed, only letting her play casually at home. She truly always harbored an esports dream, but because the family opposed it, she could only secretly stream games in her room. In fact, teams had already contacted her through the stream, but she had regretfully declined them all. Now, with my support, she felt her whole body filled with energy again. Come on. Fourth sister will carry you in rank. Thanks, sis. You play so well. You'll definitely become famous. Remember to call me during your next stream. I'll definitely come and send gifts to you. Yi Yao couldn't help but gently rub my head. Keep that pocket money for yourself. I am a big streamer now. I don't need your little bit of money. Don't worry. I'll just gift a little to save face for you. I'll keep a tight grip on my small wallet. The joyful laughter of me and her instantly filled the entire room. Hubby, I have something to tell you. Back in the room after dinner, Mother pulled on Father's arm. Father took the chance to put his arm around her, looking at her with doting eyes. What is it, dear? Tell me about it. Isn't it still about that boy Yi Hao? I heard his inner thoughts today. It seems his life at school isn't very good. His friends misunderstood that Yi Fan was bullying him, so they said a few bad things about Yi Fan. As a result, eldest sister conveniently taught them a lesson yesterday. He already told those friends to apologize to Yi Fan. Now he wants to plead for mercy on their behalf. He feels if his friends go bankrupt because of the Yi family, then everyone will surely look down on him. Now, at school, there are people who think he's not favored in the family. That's why they dare to bully him like that. Mother let out a sigh. Her words were full of self-blame. Hubby, do you think it's really because we never publicly introduced him, so people think we don't value him? Seeing Mother looking a bit sad, Father also began to frown. Then just hold the welcome party earlier. By then, everyone will naturally know how much we value him. A smile appeared on Mother's lips. That's what I said too. But that child Yi Hao said, if it's too early, it'll be rushed and make us work too hard. That boy lately has really become much more sensible. Father felt somewhat relieved hearing that. He is his biological son after all. If he improves, he'll be more at ease. I see he's indeed very thoughtful towards you. All right, I'll handle this when I go to work tomorrow. To let everyone know that Yi Hao is also our Yi family's darling. Seeing the matter settled, Mother finally lay down in peace, talking with Father again about the kids. At home, Father caressed her face, gently holding her in his arms. It's late now. Be good. Go to sleep early. What? I don't agree. Having just arrived at the office and heard Father's decision, Yi Qing's face immediately darkened. Her lips were tightly pressed. Clearly, she was very angry. They dared to insult Yi Fan, so they must pay the price. How can they be forgiven so easily? Faced with his daughter's open defiance, Father was extremely dissatisfied. He was used to being domineering. Even though he intended to retire, it didn't mean he stopped managing the group's affairs. I've already released the news. Do you think I can take it back now? The group is indeed handed over to you. But as chairman, I still have the final say, right? He leaned forward slightly, staring sternly at Yi Qing. I understand. Yi Qing stood by the floor-to-ceiling window for a moment. She had her own plans. She didn't want to openly oppose her father's decision, but she definitely didn't want those bullies to get away with it. The Yi group won't act anymore. But isn't the Gu group still behind us? Isn't this the perfect way for both sides? She gave a meaningful smile. Let them be smug for a little longer. Thank you, Yi Hao. Thanks to you, my family's stock has finally stopped falling. Mine too. Yi Hao, if you say go east, well, definitely not go west. Yesterday that you said you weren't valued in the Yi family, but today our family business, brought back to life, just with one word from you. Let's see if he dares to run his mouth again. This slap to the face feels so good. I arrived at school to see them surrounding and flattering Yi Hao. He held his head high arrogantly. If Yu wasn't Yi Fan's friend, I would have told my family to deal with him yesterday. Whether his family goes bankrupt or not is just a matter of one word from me. Yi Hao, you treat your brother so well. If it were me, I couldn't live in peace with someone who's fighting for my identity. That's because Yi Hao is kind and benevolent. Yi Hao, why hasn't your family introduced you to everyone yet? The family is preparing my welcome home party. Mother wants to give me the best, so it's taking a bit longer. Remember to all come next month. Your mother is really good to you. I'll definitely come. Me too. Me too. Yi Hao, can I be your friend? And me. I am the young master of the XU group. I also want to befriend you. Because of what happened today, everyone thinks Yi Hao is worth flattering. They all swarmed around him. Hearing all this flattery, Yi Hao started to feel lightheaded. He seemed to have forgotten his true status in the Yi family. It wasn't as noble as everyone imagined. I sat in my place, looking at this very familiar scene. I couldn't help but be a bit dazed. In my previous life, the third day of school was also this chaotic. But anyway, things are different now. In this life, no one dares to openly bully me anymore. They all know that. Even if Yi Hao is favored, I, Yi Fan, am not someone to be messed with. I immediately sent a message to eldest sister, Sister Qing. Those people who talk behind my back, why did our family let them off? I don't want to forgive them. That was father's decision. But don't worry. Don't you still have Guan? I'll have a word with her first, rest assured. Thanks, sis. You're the best. I looked at the message thread with eldest sister, then heard the buzzing talk of those people. A cold smile involuntarily touched the corner of my mouth. Juwan, I've sent the list to you. Wait a few days before taking action. I got it. Eldest sister, don't worry. The Gu group will take good care of them. Hearing these words, Yi Qing's anger flared up. I've told you so many times not to call me eldest sister. Accompanied by a dial tone, the call was disconnected. Go Wan's lips quirked up slightly, showing a completely helpless expression. It just so happens I'm not very busy today. I'll go pick up Yi Fan later, and well go on a date. Thinking of that, she couldn't help but laugh out loud. Still an hour until school lets out. Gu Wan's car was already parked neatly at the school's main gate. The black Rolls-Royce looked quite ordinary among the supercars, but the license plate was very eye-catching. Wow. Quick! Look at that license plate. It's all 8s. Stop looking. That's CEO Gus' car. Only she has that all 8 license plate. Why is she at school? Probably to pick up Yi Fan. I heard they've been very close since childhood. Do you think the two families will have a marriage alliance later? People around started gossiping about the rumors between me and Gu Wan. Through the half-lowered car window, you could see her gaze wasn't moving, watching the school gate intently. Since this was a date, she didn't bring her assistant/driver, who was usually always by her side. She didn't want anyone to disturb their private world, her normal aura, which could intimidate everyone in a board meeting. was now full of insecurity and anxiety. She didn't know if I'd want to go on a date with her. Didn't know if I'd like her arrangements. She started rehearsing in her head about the situations that were about to happen. Time passed quietly. She glanced at her wristwatch. 5:50 p.m. Only 10 minutes left. School just got out. I was about to get into my family's car when I saw that extremely prominent license plate. Sister Juan, why are you here? Seeing me running towards her, Juan's heart suddenly skipped a beat. I am here to pick you up. Do you want to go on a date with me? Her last words had a subtle tremble. She was afraid I would refuse. She got out of the car, opened the passenger door for me. Of course, I am willing. I had just sat in the car when I heard an annoying voice. Brother, can I come along too? Yihao asked me, but his eyes were on Guan. No. What answered him was Guwan's cold voice. His face turned pale. Tears welled up in his eyes. Does Miss Gu hate me? Is it because I did something wrong? Did I upset you? With that, he reached out to pull her hem. Guwan calmly avoided his movement. Brother, my girlfriend and I are about to go on a date, so we can't take you with us. If you want to hang out with me, then let's wait until next time for just the two of us. I leaned against the car window, smiling brightly at him, sensing the whispers and talk around us. Yihao had to swallow the words he was about to say. That's fine too. Yi-fan, remember to come back a bit early. A boy shouldn't come home too late. He knew further persistence wouldn't help. It would only make people look unfavorably upon him. Well, he'll wait for another opportunity next time. He walked reluctantly towards the Yi family's car, looking at Guwan, who was a bit tense. I couldn't help but tease her a little. Have you been waiting for a long time? No. I also just arrived. Guwan unnaturally fiddled with the steering wheel. I leaned forward slightly and put my arm around her neck, looking at her with playful eyes. Really? I don't believe it. Guwan couldn't help but have her ears turn red, feeling my warm breath. Her heart was pounding incessantly. Looking at her loveliness, I arrived at the Yi home at 9 p.m. I had a lot of fun today. Guwan, remember to miss me. Before getting out, I gave her a hug and whispered softly in her ear, then ran busily into the house, leaving her alone to linger in the afterglow. Oh, still. So you still know the way back home? I thought you'd forgotten where our house is. I had just entered when I heard fourth sister's mocking tease. I didn't hold back and replied immediately. Oh my, who told my girlfriend to be so clingy? Unlike someone who's forever alone and has no one to ask them out. Yi Yao felt like she was about to explode with anger. She shouted, eldest sister, come and handle him. Yi Qing cleared her throat. A bit late this time. Remember to mind the time next time. With that, she went upstairs. Seeing that I had returned home safely, she was also at ease. Sister Qing, you're just going to leave like that. Scold him a bit more. Yi Yao, still unconvinced, continued to shout after her. Ha ha ha. Eldest sister doesn't care about you. Sister Yao, you don't really think that in eldest sister's eyes, you're more important than me, do you? She won't scold me for your sake. My triumphant tone made Yi Yao completely break down. What did you say? Wasn't I just worried about you, you heartless brat? Come here and let me pinch your cheeks. She chased after me, intending to grab my cheeks. Keep dreaming. Sister Shulan quickly helped me stop her. I ran to hide behind Yi Shulan, who was sitting on the sofa organizing some data tables. Yi Shulan gently strokes my head. Now, you two. Stop messing around, my sweetie. Are you tired? Do you want to head back to your room and rest first? In the face of third sister's thoughtfulness, I feel deeply pampered and loved. I gently tugged on her arm. Third sister really is the best after all. Knowing I'd be exhausted after walking all evening, unlike fourth sister over there, who only knows how to tease and bully me. After speaking, I shot Yi Yao a playful glare. Fine. So in this house, I am the only bad one. Is that it? If you're so tough, don't you dare ask me to carry your rank in the game then. Yi Yao let out an indifferent snort. This was their typical daily banter. She knew I was only saying that on purpose. In truth, I love all my sisters equally in my heart. It's just that I express it differently to each of them.